Get nasty on a Friday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 201, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. The Blues wrapped up their season last night with a victory over
win.
the Mammoth in UAF.
Yeah.
And perhaps most importantly, gentlemen, Robert Thomas got himself a hat trick. It was vital for many reasons. One, Robert Thomas. I mean, what more can you say about the outstanding center for the Blues since the post-Olympic break? He finishes 25 games, or with 25 goals, 39 assists, 64 points in the year.
In 64 games.
Outstanding. And what if I told you that because of that hattie, one of us who was in last place in Light the Lamp virtually all season, and I mean all season, not only surpassed his goal by overtaking Marshy, but because of that hattie, he finished in second place.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Well,
that's right. Thank you. How about that?
Silver medal for you.
Man, silver for me.
Just like Canada.
I'm on the podium.
Oh, yeah. Just like it. That's right, Carey.
I'm glad something
Gold
came
for
of
us
this
Americans. You're right.
Congratulations to Jamie.
Thank you.
He won Light the Lamp, but yeah, I took second, guys. I think that's
was a
the
little
real
disappointed
story.
when I saw that it was a hat trick. I was like, did he catch me? Damn it, man. I was a little bothered.
I'm sure.
I was bothered.
I'd be ticked off, too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, so now that things are truly done with, we kind of had this conversation. It was either earlier in the week or late last week. What do we make of this season? I mean, it's tough, right? It's disappointing, but yet there's still some good things to extract from it. Overall, season was a disappointment. Season was a failure. Period. Dot. You entered the year. Not only were the fans expecting another playoff performance, or playoff appearance, but also winning a series. But the front office did too. So if the front office set the expectations as such, and we had it as fans, you came up short. And you came up short, even though it was you were within, still a wild card spot within the last week. It felt like it was going to be a daunting task dating back 2-3 weeks. So overall it's disappointment. But from an individual player standpoint, again, there was a lot to look at and say, okay, Jimmy Snuggerud, holy crap. Robert Thomas, outstanding. The top line because of Dylan Holloway. We'll get to him a little bit later on. We're talking about off-season priorities. Top line, excellent. Some of the other young pieces, very good. But the overall lack of scoring, and you still got a problem at the blue line too, Jamie.
Yeah, inconsistent play was the enemy of the Blues for majority of the season. And, late in games, the wheels fell off a number of times. I think it's 5 or 6 of the games where they gave up a goal in the last minute to lose the game and give away points. Imagine if you had only 2 of those, you'd be in the playoffs right now. The overtime stuff where it just was not great for them all season long. If you had 4 more points there, you'd be well into the playoffs too. So there's a lot of little things when you add them up are the reasons why the Blues didn't make the playoffs this year. But for me, the number one thing was terrible start to the season, and then inconsistent and lack of goal scoring for a huge part of the season. I forget how many days it was or games it was where the Blues didn't score more than 2 goals. It was almost an entire month. They didn't score more than 2 goals in a game. So that wasn't working either. And then you had some of the goaltending woes at the start of the season. They cleaned that up. Logan Mailloux had a rough start. Cam Fowler had a rough start. I'd say Cam Fowler had a rough season up until post-Olympic break. All of those things add up to a team that misses the playoffs, but it hurts a little bit when you look at it because you're 4 points out. That's 2 wins. You're 2 wins away from being a wild card team because had you tied the LA Kings, you win the tiebreaker. But you didn't.
Right.
So you got to look at that and now have a hunger in your belly if you're the Blues to field a better team, and as the players are, for the players who are concerned in this, play better immediately, play harder, want it more.
Yeah.
Remember what it felt like to play down the stretch here, how you played the game, and why you won hockey games, and now start the season that way.
Yep.
I agree. I think just, the season was, it didn't turn out in the manner in which you thought it would or thought it should. You do have to look at what you did or what you didn't do and how you got to this point 2 years in a row where, the last 20 some odd games were outstanding, but the first 60 games were meh. Mm-hmm. And you've done that for 2 consecutive seasons. So figuring out where you went wrong, how to jumpstart yourself before the season even gets started for next year. Are there some pieces that are moved, some things that are shifted going into 26, 27? I think all of those things are on the table, but you have to figure out, you have to bottle up this success that you've had and figure out how to transition it to the beginning of the year for an entire 82-game season or 84-game season. Now, this way that it has been going the last 2 years does not work for me, and I'm sure it doesn't work for a lot of people in the front office.
Including Montgomery.
Yeah.
You heard him say at the start, we played the quotes coming out of the weekend where he said, look, we need guys that are going to start the season on time. So it's not just whoever's going to come back next year, and it's going to be most of the team, but whoever you have coming back next year, how do they start seasons faster? Because they didn't the last 2 years. Not only that, but do you need to find the right mix of players too? Mm-hmm. There's only so much that Doug Armstrong and Alexander Steen are going to be able to do with the roster because of the contracts and all that. But it's not just how Monty can look at things in training camp and preseason to get the team started on the right foot. It's also finding the right players to say, you can't just show up at the start of the year expecting everybody's going to bow down to you because you made some noise at the end of the year. That's exactly what happened this season.
Marcy, what do you think?
I think that injuries played a factor in this season. You look at Robert. Let's just look at the first line. For one, Robert Thomas missed time. He played 64 games. Dylan Holloway, 59. Jimmy Snuggerud, 70 games. And Money Puck had this line in terms of goals scored per 60. That line was the best line in the NHL with 250 minutes played together, a minimum 5-on-5. So I look at this line and I think, okay, if these guys were healthy all season long, maybe you do pick up 4 more points and you're in the playoffs. Maybe you pick up more points if this line was together for a longer stretch. Maybe you're right in the thick of things. Who knows what that looks like? But that is also part of the conversation. Can these guys stay healthy? And we shall see moving forward. I would like to see this line stay together heading into next season, but we also saw the same thing last year when Jordan Kyrou, Dylan Holloway, Braden Shen, they were connecting so well. Their chemistry was off the chart last year, didn't translate to this season. So I would like to think that heading into next year that these 3 guys can really help this team go in the right direction, but it wasn't enough this season. No. And I think injuries aren't the biggest reason why, but I think they did play a factor into why the Blues did not make the playoffs.
I don't dispute that. Injuries are what they are. But you look at a lot of teams around the league, and they've had to do it without certain players, too. The Edmonton Oilers had to close out the season without Leon Draisaitl. So not just a player, one of the best in the game, period. These things happen. So what can you do as a player? I don't know if there's much you can do because sometimes these injuries, it happens. Like if you tweak a knee, I don't know. You can't train for it per se in the offseason to not separate a shoulder or things like that. But it would be nice if everybody was healthy, and I would like to have a season where I'm not hearing about the All-Star break where guys are getting healthy and then they play great after getting healthy. Mm-hmm. It'd be nice to see them start the season healthy and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Go from there.
We'd be remiss, too, if we didn't mention Joel Hofer and his emergence. We talk about a lot of the young guys and stuff like that. I mean, just his emergence and knowing that you have, I know you asked me this the other day because there was a stretch for Ville Husso that played well, but not like this with Joel Hofer. I mean, he had outside of the first month of the season, he was outstanding. So you, again, in terms of like the building block stuff, there is some building blocks that you look at this team, you say, okay, I really like what the Blues have moving forward.
They have a lot to look forward to. They have to still try to get better in the offseason. There's moves that I know they will look to get done. But as far as a young nucleus that they have currently, they've got a really good base right now. We'll see where it ends up.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Is this an evaluation period for starters Kyle Leahy and Andre Pallante? We'll get to that next on 101 ESPN. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Kyle Leahy will start tonight in Houston. Andre Pallante will start tomorrow. And those are two young pitchers for the Cardinals that, while Pallante had a couple of good starts to start the year, the last one wasn't great. And then Kyle Leahy has not put forth the start that I think some of us had expected. When you think about the amount of depth that the Cardinals have within their minor league system, Richard Fitz hit the IL recently with the right lat strain, so he might not be available. But Hunter Dobbins seems to be the next man up for the Cardinals rotation. If they have talks about maybe going to a 6-man rotation, he certainly would be somebody that could enter the mix. But when you think about the depth that the Cardinals have in their system, do you guys think that this is an evaluation period for Kyle Leahy and Andre Pallante in the sense of if they don't start to improve, we could see the Cardinals make a move in their starting rotation?
Yes and no. I know that's not an answer, but I'm just looking at it going, to your point, like, well, who do they have that's imminent? Mm-hmm. Like, if Richard Fitz is on the IL, and like, who else? Like, people want Liam Doyle. Well, I don't think he's ready yet, or the Cardinals at least don't think he's ready. Quinn Matthews, they don't believe he's ready. So where is that other person coming from? Who is dethroning Kyle Leahy and Andre Pallante?
Right.
And if there is somebody, okay, Pallante, he's had the one bad outing. I think we get PTSD a little bit because last year was not great for him. Mm-hmm. Certainly the back half of the season was ugly. But, Andre Pallante, that's kind of what he is. I'm more concerned about Leahy. And not because I don't think he's a great pitcher. I think he's a really good pitcher out of the bullpen. I think the experiment to move him into a starting role on paper and in theory sounded like a really good idea. Mm-hmm. And they were pushing him last year, pitching multiple innings. They were trying to talk about maybe sending him to the rotation. Maybe he's just not a starter. And right now, one of the biggest deficiencies you have is out of the bullpen. So right. You robbed Peter to pay Paul on this one, and it's not exactly working out the way you wanted it to. And again, you don't necessarily have the one guy that's knocking at the door or kicking down the door from the AAA standpoint to take a spot. Mm-hmm. The Cardinals are in a bad spot. So is this an evaluation period? I think it's an evaluation period for all of the starting rotation all year long, or at least until the trade deadline. And you kind of go from there. So I guess the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think all pieces and all parties are being evaluated. I think you could possibly look at who's performing well, which starting pitchers are performing well in the minors, and say, okay, we could find a spot for that person on our current roster because our bullpen hasn't been performing well. So now we can slide one of those guys, kind of like what Jamie was saying, Kyle Leahy. Okay, you've probably not done well enough as a starter, but we're not going to get rid of you. We're going to move you to the bullpen because some of these bullpen pieces haven't been performing to the caliber that we need. So we'll move that guy. It'd just be a little shifting. Move here, and then that last person is moved out. So I think that all things are being evaluated at all times. I don't know that the Cardinals are ready. Maybe all of this really is dependent upon who's ready in the minors. Like Richard Fitz getting hurt may have pushed someone's timeline, to have a little bit more of an extended run because, well, he's not ready or he's not going to be ready because he's on the IL for a number of days. And I think it's a lat issue. So how does he perform? We need to see a couple of starts before we thrust him into the action up at the big league. So I think that has aided in some time being, added on to some of those guys that are in the starting rotation. But I would believe that, if you're saying Pallante and Kyle Leahy are, being viewed, I would say Michael McGreevy, Matthew Liberatore are as well. The only one that is probably not is Dustin May, and that's because he's getting $12 million. Mm-hmm. Like, come hell or high water, you're going to be in here. And now, if you aren't performing well, you twisted your ankle when you landed, when you stepped the other day, right, Dustin? You twisted your ankle. It's sore. I see the swelling coming through your shoe. Mm-hmm. If you're not performing, what are we doing?
Sorry about it.
Sorry that you're banged up a little bit. We're gonna give you a little time to reset while giving one of those pitchers in the minors an opportunity to come up to see what they can do. But I would assume that the only one, like I said, is Dustin May because of the money that he's making and the number that is attached to his name right now.
So here's the challenge that I think the Cardinals face right now, being in a rebuild, and this is an evaluation year. Kyle Leahy right now, whether you look at just the standard stats or you look at some of the analytics, it's brutal. It's not good overall. Andre Pallante is better, but not by a great deal. The challenge that comes in, though, is that you are trying to develop these pitchers. You thought that Kyle Leahy could be a starter. So 3 starts in, 4 starts in, 5 starts in. If it's not good, I don't know if pulling the ripcord makes sense. Because we got to keep in mind that they're trying to develop pitchers, not just production. And if they're looking at the process, does he rely too much on one pitch? What's his sequencing look like? Does he attack righties and lefties in the same manner? Is he predictable? Is his delivery consistent? There's so much that goes into developing a young pitcher that just looking at what the stats say in a rebuild doesn't do Kyle Leahy or Andre Pallante any good.
Yeah.
You're not good. We're going to replace you. Well, guess what? You got another young guy coming in that you're going to have to go through the same process.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't replace them or never replace them. What I am saying is we all wanted Jordan Walker to be in AAA because of his poor performance in spring training. Now, all the things that we're praising Jordan Walker on are the same things that the Cardinals have been trying to preach to him, and Jordan Walker's trying to figure out. And now everything's coming together. You're trying to develop these guys. So you had the idea Kyle Leahy's going to be a starter. Doesn't look good at the start. We're evaluating it, but we're only evaluating the numbers. This doesn't look good. Pull the ripcord. He's done. I don't think that that benefits the Cardinals in their decision making, and I don't think it benefits Kyle Leahy when it comes to his development.
What about some of the, we mentioned like Dobbins, we mentioned Fitz, when those guys are ready to come up here, does it benefit them by staying in AAA if some of these other guys aren't producing? Like, what is the message there? Hey, you're pitching really well in AAA. These guys aren't doing their job here in Major League, at the big leagues.
Yeah.
You're going to stay down there, though.
The message is keep developing, be a professional, and your time will come. That would be my message, right? Because again, we're talking about decision making, and if your decision making is based purely on production, you're gonna wind up chasing your tail a lot. I think there has to be a process here. Is our process right with developing pitching? If not, Marsh, doesn't matter what they're doing in AAA. These young guys are going to come up, and if your process isn't right, they're going to struggle in too, and you can't just keep replacing them. So I think there needs to be a certain amount of time where you say Kyle Leahy, and we'll just stick with him as the example. Kyle Leahy is not improving. We've worked on this. He's not improving. Looks like his head's spinning. We got to make a change. I don't think that's right now, though.
When would that be? Like, what would you give him to the All-Star break?
I would give him at least 10 starts.
I feel like the I think I would assume that fans' expectations versus the owner, the organization's expectations probably are vastly different. Like, I think we have, as fans, we have some fans that are truly believing, like, you get excited. Oh, you're 10-8, you're third, and you're one game out of the first place. It's 18 games. It's early in the season, and if you are ready to move on from some guys, I don't think that that's what this year is. Like, I just don't. I think you would have to be performing so poorly that now it's time to move on and give someone else a shot. It would have to coincide with performing poorly, you as a person, and someone performing extremely well in the minors for you to kind of make that transition, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't think that this is a season where this is we're get right year. We're going to figure out who can get right and who can't. And if you can't get right, you got to get on. Like, I think that that's what this season is. That's why I think Nolan Gorman is going to play 125, 130 games. Because if you don't get right, you got to get on. Like, this is what this year is. And if you're pissed off because he's fumbling, bumbling, stumbling at third base and not making plays, so what? Like, it's about evaluation, and the only way to evaluate whether or not it's time to move on from a player is to actually give them the opportunity to play. Mm-hmm. Jamie and I talk about, well, I don't know if you can do it, Jamie. I just don't know. Well, Coach, I ain't had a chance. Yeah, I know you ain't had much of a chance, but I don't think, Coach, that doesn't make sense. I didn't have a chance. All right, well, now's your chance. And I think that that's what this year is. This is the chance for players. And I don't think that they're going to be extremely quick to hook and pull someone because it ain't going the way that fans may want it to go right now. Like, this is a learning year for the organization to learn who is who and for the players to learn if you can play in the big leagues every single day.
Put me in, Coach.
I'm ready to play.
I'm ready to play. No?
I love it.
Yeah. Carey, I'm with you on that.
Thank you.
Jamie, Marsh. It's going to be a long show if you guys don't clean up your attitudes.
Yeah, especially you, Jamie.
Jim Montgomery joins us next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues ended their season with a 5-3 victory over the Utah Mammoth, and we will be joined by Blues head coach Jim Montgomery next to talk about the 2025-2026 season. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Puck with the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Coach Monty is presented by Fisher Window and Doors Store, offering quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showrooms in Brentwood and East Alton, Illinois.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. I believe for sadly our last time here.
Sadly,
with the coach Jim Montgomery. Monty, we're gonna miss you, man. We appreciate your time as always.
Hey, sadly on my end too. I wish there was a deep playoff run coming and many more giggles and laughs with the boys.
No doubt. Well, you know what? Hopefully in our future we have those coming up. So, Coach, I imagine that after the season's done, you know, you're evaluating all these different things. Let me ask you this, though. Looking back, what was the biggest thing that you learned from this season that you'll apply to future seasons?
Oh, wow. It's a really good question. You know, and when I look back at it, I think that when I look back at being able to make sure that everyone stays in communication, everyone talks about how important communication is. And you think that when you're going through really hard times and really good times, you're communicating as much as you should. And I'm just talking top to bottom in my perspective and my job. I felt that that's probably the biggest thing I learned is to make sure that I'm communicating with, whether it's captains, it's role players and all that, you know, when we had the tough stretch there in November and early December.
Monty, not the start of the season that you wanted. You know, what can a team do differently in an off season to, you know, look at the last two seasons and see that you had great finishes, obviously, but how do we clean up the beginning of the season? I personally don't know how one approaches the off season and targeting certain things like that. But, you know, as a group, I mean, the players and the coaches, front office, everybody's got to be looking at having a good start next year.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I think it's the number one thing. If you look at the two seasons, like your question poses, it's why did we start off slow? Why did we end so well? And it's a question that, you know, in our year-end meetings with every player I've posed, what does everybody have to change themselves in order for us to get off to a better start so that we come up with not only one answer, but we have a lot of possibilities to pursue. And really, the number one thing comes down to attitude. The one thing that I know I learned is I think we expected us to take off the way we ended the season before, and we're not going to make that mistake again this year.
Coach, I'm going to ask you something, and it may be difficult because it may be like asking which of your children are your favorite, but I will ask you this. Which player do you feel like, which younger player do you feel like made the biggest leap from last year to this year?
Like you said, it is a tough question because a lot of young players have made tremendous strides. When I'm looking, I guess there would be two. I still consider Broberg a young player, and he made amazing strides from being a really good player in the league to an elite player in the league. And I think Snuggerud made a huge leap of becoming a promising young player prospect into someone that we're going to be able to rely and count on for years to come here because of how well he played consistently from January 1st on.
Yeah, let's stay right there with Snuggy, Coach, because I got to be honest, going into the season, I look back at his games played over the last handful of years. I think 35 might have been the highest number that he had played. And so one would automatically assume that he's going to have maybe a dip towards the end of the season, just with the length of the schedule, how difficult it was, the Olympic seasons, everything's condensed. But it was quite opposite for Jimmy Snuggerud. In fact, he was ascending. He was spiking with production and play towards the end. Why do you think that was from him? What was it that he was able to do in order to have that trajectory rather than, kind of a slump at the end?
Well, I think, without talking to Snuggie about it, I do know that when you come from college hockey and you go into your first season in pro hockey, the number of games they hit you in the end of November, because you got all of these practices and all of these games in such a short amount of time. He basically, by December 1st, had played almost as many games as he's going to play an entire college season. So it hits you first right around Thanksgiving. And you notice that did happen with him. And then I think then your body adjusts, and then you start to become a real pro, as in the sense you understand your body, you understand the rhythm of the pace of the schedule with the time zones and the different challenges you have to face to be ready for every night. And I think he made that adjustment, and we saw that in the end.
Coach Jim Montgomery joins us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Coach, when you look at the offseason, if you could take us behind the curtain a little bit from a coaching standpoint, we know that the front office is going to be active, of course, but when it comes to your involvement with both Steiner and Doug Armstrong, what's it like to be a head coach in the NHL, knowing that the offseason has you got programs, you got free agency, you got all of that. Can you take us behind the curtain on what your role is?
Yeah, my role really isn't much to do with player acquisition at all. But I'm in constant communication with Steiner and Army about, the style of play, about how we're going to ask different players, in their role of how to get better, how we're going to push the team, leadership, and individuals into understanding how important their role is to our success. Those will be the things that I talk to Steiner and Army about. And then with my own staff, it's going to come down to, who can we emulate around the league that did some really good things this year that we could add, and it fits within our style and our beliefs in how we should win hockey games.
Coach, you mentioned earlier about communication and how important it is making sure that you and your players are on the same page. A couple of games ago, you had Robert Thomas talk to the team instead of you and your coaching staff after the first period. Is that something you've done before, or what went into that thought process?
Oh, yeah, that's something I've done before. A lot of times your team's playing really well or your team's not playing really well, and you feel like you've addressed some of the issues several times before, and you just hand the team over to one of the leaders because you know that the impact a player has in the locker room, his words, usually are going to impact the group a lot more. The coach comes in and talks every game, but when one of your leaders comes and talks and says it in his own words, a lot of times you get the emotional response that you desire as a head coach from your own words.
Monty, just looking around the league here at some of the teams that I would consider to be competitive or contenders, they have one thing in common. A lot of them have either very physical players or they play a physical style of game. For you guys here in the last couple of years, just since you've taken over, is that something you guys think you can add from a player standpoint, or even just, the way that the system that you play? Not that you guys are not, an aggressive team, but, you can always add a little more toughness.
Yeah, I think you can never have a team that competes hard enough. You can never have those elements enough in your team. I think as a group, I think we can add some things structurally to make us a little more aggressive. And I think there's some things that, we have to bring in as far as a little more physicality. If you do look at our team, we lost a couple of players in Suter and what's the center's name that's in Dallas now?
Oh, Radek Faksa.
Radek Faksa, yeah. Those two guys were heavy players. They maybe weren't the most physical running people through the glass, but they were heavy players at net fronts. And when we look at, our team in general, the areas that we need to improve upon the most is defending our net and being dirtier and harder and more physical in front of the other team's nets.
Coach, now that the season is over, you having a bourbon or a beer tonight? What are you doing?
I got my son's lacrosse game at 4 o'clock here. And then I got to work on my dancing routine with my daughters as we have a daddy-daughter dance.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Oh, I've seen you dance,
yeah.
Monty. She's in trouble.
Oh, man.
Two to the inside, two to the outside, coming out.
How long until the running man makes its appearance?
You got to get that heel right above the knee.
There you go,
There
baby.
you go.
Full extension.
Hey, Coach, how much do you help out when it comes to the lacrosse team? Because there's got to be some carryover there with hockey.
Yeah, there is, but I don't know the sport well enough.
Sure.
I let coaches do what they do best in their respective sports, and I'll just go there as a father and be a great cheerleader.
There you go. Perfect. Awesome. Well said. Well, Coach, we really do appreciate your time. We know that the season gets really busy, so for you to stop by each and every week and chat with us knuckleheads, we always enjoy it. It's one of the highlights of our weeks.
Well, I appreciate it, guys, and I really enjoy my time. You guys are good peace of mind for me.
Well,
I love laughter.
Well,
right.
Appreciate you,
we
Coach.
appreciate you. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Bye.
That's Coach Jim Montgomery here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Great stuff. Yeah, I feel like we always learn something, and he just
We did.
He's always laughing.
We always learn. Learning every day.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. All right. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What's trending is next. weather means it's time to play the lineup game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Cardinals in Houston tonight. They'll open up a new series against the Astros. 7:10 is the start time. Houston off to a slow start. They're 8-12. Cardinals 10-8. Tonight it'll be Peter Lambert, the right-hander, versus Kyle Leahy. So let's play the lineup game, boys. Right-hander on the bump for the Astros.
Right.
Yeah, go for it, Jamie.
Formality, right?
Yes, sir.
Give us that J.J. Weatherholt.
What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
All right. Ivan Herrera.
Why not?
Show us, Ivan Herrera.
What's your favorite position?
Designated hitter.
That's cool with me. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you.
Show us Alec Burleson.
He's not some magic star.
What? You're insane. He's a huge star at this specific sliver of time.
Speaking of huge, let's talk about huge humans that are hitting the ball very hard right now. Show us Jordan Walker.
That one touched the ground. That one touched the ground.
Yeah. What's going on there? I'm just fixing something that's been bugging me.
Wait a minute. What have we here?
All right, I'm assuming this is Nolan Gorman.
To righty? Yeah.
Yep.
I hope so.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
We need 38 home runs, 120 RBIs.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological.
Just give me a chance.
It's all psychological.
Halftime.
He laid down.
Slams his head against the bench. All right. Anyways, back to the game.
Mason Wynn here.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Shortstop. That's right. Now and forever. Forever and ever, shortstop.
We aren't in the top 10.
Wait.
This is bull.
He's the best in the business.
Best arm in baseball.
Gary?
Mason Wynn, and are we going? We need a left fielder.
Yep.
So JC, do you like that answer?
Well,
Or
I think it's been Church.
You think it's Church?
The lefty versus the right-hander. That's what I. That's what I would
remember your policy.
go with.
Right, left. Okay. Show us Nathan Church.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones.
Now.
Pedro.
The pattern would tell me that this is Paez.
I think this is vote for Pedro for sure.
Show us Pedro Paez.
Now, you see what I did there, kids? I didn't even try to go for that ball. Most coaches will tell you, drop down, try to block the ball, but that's dumb. This position is called catcher. It ain't called drop and block the ball like a...
All right. Ready to put a bow on this thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Show us Victor Scott.
Feels good going fast.
I guess I was going about 65 tops.
Marshy, go ahead and run that thing.
All right, leading off, second baseman J.J. Weatherholt. Batting second, your DH, Ivan Herrera. Batting third, first baseman Alec Burleson. Your cleanup hitter in right field is Jordan Walker. Batting fifth, playing third base, Nolan Gorman. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting seventh in left field is Nathan Church. Batting eighth in catching is Pedro Paez. And batting ninth in center field, Victor Scott, the second.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
All right, Marsh, what are those standings?
Well, Jamie picked up a point the other day thanks to Ivan Herrera. He said at some point this man will touch seats, and he did. So Jamie now has 3 points. Carey has 2 points. I have 7. And Anthony, you have 0. But it's all right, Anthony. You can start in last all season long and make your way back into it.
As we know from Light the Lamp, and really the Home Run Derby last year, I start very slow, and I finish second. That's just kind of what I do, CD.
I do want to make an amendment for the Light the Lamp game.
Oh, whoa.
A goalie goal should be like 25. It's so rare. 10 is not enough. Like a goalie goal should probably He's 25.
You know what?
Well,
do you agree with that?
We'll take into consideration.
I want it noted now so that because I forget
and
things.
when the window opens for the guidelines to be revisited,
make sure we put a bookmark, a notation.
Well, that would be your responsibility.
I just put it on air so that it was said.
Yeah, well, we'll forget
we have
about
a
it in 5
listener.
minutes.
We got listeners that remember everything.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
We don't.
Yep.
And they're not they're not at the board meeting when we do.
But they can remind me.
If you're too lazy to write it down, Carey, that's not my fault.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude. All right, let's see here. Andrew Marsh, go for it.
Give me Jordan Walker.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude.
Well, Jamie's up next. He has 3 points.
You're just trying to rewrite all the rules,
Go ahead.
aren't you?
Sorry. Do your thing, brother.
Freaking guy. Give me Nolan Gorman.
I'm glad you took him off my hands. I was going to take him. Give me Alec Burleson.
All right, guys. I got to get on the board here. You know what? Who'd you take, Jamie?
Gorman.
Give me Von Herrera.
Yep.
Maybe he starts heating up a little bit.
Be nice.
That would certainly be nice. Maybe a nice shot into the Crawford's box tonight. Yes, Carey?
Yeah, I'm stretching.
He's doing that. He confuses everybody all the time.
Yeah, he does.
That's on purpose.
He got Marshy on it the other day.
Do you guys miss Towels Hill?
No.
No?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. You mean the flagpole sitting right there?
In the middle of the game?
So players can just smoke themselves.
I thought it was great, actually. I thought it added an element of risk.
It's like the old goalpost in the middle of the
front.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Well, you put it right here.
What are we doing?
Good luck. Why is that right there?
Why is that right
run
there?
a slant. You run the damn slant.
I'll pass. Thank you.
I mean, you're blocking everything. Forget the risk factor. If you're trying to throw into it, like you're blocked.
Got an object potentially in the way of.
Whose idea was that?
Probably the Canadians. I think they still play with that goalpost right there.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You got to be safe.
It's a real sport.
And back in the day, they had bullpens in the outfield. And I'm not talking about over the wall.
I like the bullpen. He used to have the bullpen right off the foul line.
I like that bullpen right there.
Some still do.
Yeah, I love it.
You know,
the Cubs used to. The Giants used to.
The guy would be warming up, and the guy would rip one down third baseline, and the pitchers are.
That's why there's a ball boy there.
Teammate right there to make sure.
They
protect that catcher.
Yeah,
his back is to it, right? He's not looking at what's going on.
Absolutely.
He's smoked in the back of the head.
What was it? Oracle Park that forgot to add bullpens.
Yes.
Yeah. So now they're like downstairs and like somewhere else, aren't they? Like they got to go somewhere different.
Yep.
Like it's an ordeal.
Totally. Now the Cubs with Wrigley Field, obviously, it was they just didn't have them because the park was so old. But now they have them. And the Giants, they forgot to put them in. Thanks, architect.
This is a great ballpark.
And that stadium's beautiful, right? Like they got the brick and they've got McCovey Cove. And
I think they have it like it's downstairs, like it's inside, like it's built underground almost. I think that's what happened.
You might be right. You might be right. They got the big Coke bottle and the big glove, and it's like all these features, right? Hey, Tom. Quick question. Love what you did here. All right. The brick is beautiful. I love the McCovey Cove. You can maybe you're walking around the park. You can take a look at the game at right field. Coke bottle, beautiful. Quick question there, Tom. Where the hell are the bullpens?
The what?
Yeah, the bullpens.
What's that?
Yeah, it's where the relievers have to warm up or your starting pitcher before the game.
Hey, I've never watched baseball a day in my life.
Tom, we're going to pay you for this, but we're not happy at all.
Well, Anthony, back in the day, pitchers used to pitch 9 innings. They need relief pitchers.
Maybe Tom was old.
Tom might have been old.
Hey, you can join TMA for the return of the Dotem Golf Tournament on Friday, May 15th at Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort, presented by Cutwater Canned Cocktails. Get your foursome together, and you can join Tim, Martin, Doug, and Jackson for a day on the course, which includes breakfast from Donut Drive-In, lunch from Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, an after-party with food from Texas Roadhouse, all your Cutwater Canned Cocktails and Anheuser-Busch beer and seltzers, the 100 West Dental closest to the pin competition, the Evergreen Wealth Strategies longest drive competition, and more. Registration is now opened at 8 a.m. this morning, with a portion of the proceeds benefiting Birdies for Bipolar. You can find all the Dotem info now at 101ESPN.com. Are these, and by these, we'll let you know what they are, 5 keys to success for the Cardinals, even sustainable? That's next on 101 ESPN. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Are these 5 keys to success for the Cardinals even sustainable? So by these keys, there was an MLB.com article that Marsh, you had found, and it was on analyzing the Cardinals' 2026 success. So Marsh, you want to run through these or you want me to?
No, I'll run through them. We can do them one by one and sort of go through, and we'll see if you guys believe that it is sustainable. So the first one being the Cardinals are entrepreneurial on the base paths. Or entrepreneurs on the base paths. So we talked a little bit about that yesterday in terms of small ball production, taking bases when they need to and all that fun stuff. Do you see that aspect of their game being sustainable throughout 162?
Yes, with the obvious caveat that they got to get on base first. That's the obvious key. But if they do, then yes. We also, what Victor Scott did the other day against Cleveland, in which, and we broke this play down because Chris Young on MLB Network broke it down in the video that Jamie you had found. But Victor Scott did a great job of going halfway when a ball was hit to the outfield. Chase DeLauter, the Guardians right fielder, caught the ball as he was drifting toward center field. So it was the right center field gap. DeLauter drifted over. He made the catch. Victor Scott tagged up, went halfway, and then watched the throw. DeLauter, who was a little lazy on the play, wound up drifting too much, and this never planted his feet and just kind of threw it in. The ball sailed to the shortstop side of the bag, and Victor Scott went ahead and took the extra base. So now instead of first and third, the Cardinals had second and third, all because Victor Scott made a heads-up play. That isn't something that I feel the players just know how to do. Somebody instructed Victor Scott, and I'm sure all runners, on how to make that read. So I think that the Cardinals, that part of it is sustainable.
Yeah, I agree. I think that so far this season, the Cardinals have shown a healthy amount of aggressive base running while being smart at the same time.
Carey?
Agree. Yeah, I think that is, you're going to have to do that. If you don't have the power and you're going to have to be opportunistic on the base paths, whether it's stealing bases, whether it's taking an extra base when teams don't hit the cutoff, the cutoff man, like you're going to have to find ways to, get runners in scoring position without driving the ball into the gaps every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So the second key is the team is walking more than they ever have, which I think is fantastic because we've had conversations before about plate discipline and all that stuff, but the team seems like they are having competitive at-bats and they're taking walks. They're not expanding their zone. Do you find that to be sustainable?
Well, one of the players that has struggled with that has been Jordan Walker. And Jordan Walker has cut down on the amount of balls that he is swinging at outside of the zone. So if he's kind of the poster child for taking better at bats in that regard, then I would say yes, it is sustainable. I think the Cardinals' plate approach has been more sound this season. Small sample size, of course, but do I project that it's sustainable? I do. They have cut down on their They've cut down on expanding the zone, which obviously cuts down on balls that you're swinging at that turn into strikes. So I would say yes.
Yeah, to me, they look a lot more disciplined at the plate. At least, yeah, small sample size early in the season. But, again, the discipline for me is what's really being on display.
Sure. I was going to say that you mentioned Jordan Walker. Obviously, he's having a better go at it at the plate, not swinging and missing as much. But Ivan Herrera has been outstanding as well. He's not hitting the ball, but his on-base percentage, he's leading the team in on-base percentage. I think he's at 18 walks right now. Not hitting the ball, but getting on base very well because he does really good with his approach at the plate.
Yeah, his chase percentage is in the 73 percentile right now. So like a 50 is average. He's at 73. And a year ago, now this is for the full season, but his chase percentage was 69. Whiff was 59. So he has improved thus far on both of those things. Mm-hmm. His whiff percentage is 93 percentile. So he's not striking out as much, which leads to more walks, more balls in play. I agree that the hits will come for Ivan Herrera too.
And not to mention J.J. Weatherholt, his first year in the majors, the way that he views the strike zone. I mean, that is pretty impressive, the amount of walks that he is taking as well. Well, we just mentioned Jordan Walker. He his name alone is the third key to the Cardinals' success. And we've had these conversations before, but do you find what Jordan Walker is doing right now to be sustainable?
Ooh, that one's a little spicy.
I don't know if he's going to lead the league in home runs.
He's on pace for how many right now?
A lot.
68?
Yeah, but do I feel as though that the adjustments that he has made will lead to a breakout season? Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. I don't think that this has been a fluke for Jordan Walker. He looks like a completely different player, let alone a completely different hitter. So the adjustments that either he has made or in conjunction with the Cardinals, what they're telling him, the combination, it is working big time. So again, I don't think he's going to lead the league in home runs. I don't think he's going to tear up the league. I don't think he's going to be an MVP. But I do think that what he's doing is sustainable.
Yeah, I think all of those things that you just mentioned, I think it'd be a huge mistake for the young man to even think of those accomplishments. Just think within the game right now. It looks like he's matured a lot as a player. His chase rate, at least my perspective of it, is that he's certainly not swinging as much at the down and away pitch. He's more disciplined in the box. We just talked about discipline. Do I think it's sustainable? I mean, I have to say yes, I think it's sustainable. Now, do I believe it will stay the same all season? I don't know. Just like any baseball player, except for maybe 2% that don't have the dip at some point, I think there will be a dip for Jordan Walker, and then we'll really find out what his mental discipline is and how he gets back to work and how he adjusts on the fly.
Mm.
The reason why I think it's sustainable for him is because the one thing he has done his entire career is hit the ball really hard. Like that, there's never been a time where he has not hit the ball hard. Now, people complain that it was always on the ground, but it was always being hit hard. Now, if your approach at the plate is more disciplined, which it seems to be this year, and you're taking advantage of, those pitches that are mistakes and you're driving them into the gaps and over the wall, I would assume that this is what he is, assuming that he continues to have that plate discipline and not feel the need to go after and chase pitches. And I think also what happens now that he has that discipline, the pitcher's got to throw him something that he likes. Mm-hmm. Because now you're just wasting pitches out of the zone. It was easy to get him out the last couple of years. I throw a few sliders out of the zone. He's going to chase. He's going to be down 0-2. Now I got a few pitches to waste. Well, now you throw those two pitches, it's 2-0. So what do I have to do? I got to come to you.
Right.
Either inside or just outside away, and that's where you want the ball. And that's what he's like. That minor tweak in his game has allowed him to shift the count from being 0-2 all the time to now 2-1, 2-0, and now I'm at the advantage, and the pitcher has to throw me something that I want to hit. So I think it has been a shift, and I think it can continue.
So these next two, a little spicy, as Jamie likes to say, as well as the kids. Number 4, the rotation is overcoming its lack of strikeouts.
No, I don't think they could overcome the lack of strikeouts and be just fine. I don't think that looking at the profiles of Kyle Leahy and Andre Pallante that the Cardinals are going to be fine by not missing bats. I think at some point, specifically Kyle Leahy, because Andre Pallante is not, he doesn't profile as a swing and miss guy, but Kyle Leahy at his best can. So if they continue to struggle to miss bats, and I think it's going to be a massive issue. Matthew Liberatore's had issues with that as well. I mean, he's not missing a ton of bats either. So no, I don't think that's sustainable at all in terms of they can continue to have the ball be put in play a lot and be fine. They won't be.
Yeah, I agree with you. 100%.
So the last key to success with the Cardinals is they're winning all of their coin flip games. Is that sustainable throughout an entire season?
No.
No, you can't. No, I don't think you can. I don't know how you make it sustainable.
It is impressive, but yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It might work in an NFL season. You're not playing 162 games.
Yeah, it might work in April. It might work in April and half of May, but no, it's not. It's not going to work over 162 games. That's why baseball is a marathon. Eventually, a lot of that stuff, because of the schedule, you play everybody. You play tough opponents. You play average opponents. You play weak opponents. You win sometimes. You have these massive comebacks. Sometimes you blow games, but everything kind of evens out at the end. And when you look at the dust that settles, the better teams typically win. So, all right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. After one season, how would you assess the Logan Mailloux trade? That's next on 101 ESPN. start of the season, when Zach Bolduc came out of the gates like a bat out of hell, we all thought, well, Blues screwed this up. They traded Zach Bolduc to Montreal for Logan Mailloux, and I remember some Blues fans, guys, just saying, well, just admit it. Just admit it. You messed up the trade. You blew it. They wanted you to admit it too, Jamie, even though you didn't actually make the deal.
No.
They said to you specifically, Jamie, why don't you have the huevos rancheros to admit that this trade was a disaster?
Yeah.
When you look at things, Zach Bolduc, 78 games played. He had 12 goals, 18 assists, 30 points, 6 on the year with a time on the ice per game of 13 minutes and 37 seconds. Now, Logan Mailloux being a defenseman, not a forward, the numbers,
well, they're going to be different.
They don't translate, of course, but just to give you a snapshot, he played in 67 games with 5 goals, 8 assists, and 13 points, 10 on the year, with a time on ice per game of 16 minutes and 46 seconds. Logan Mailloux's production came later in the year, and his role changed in the second half of the season. You could tell that Monty had more trust and faith in Logan Mailloux, which is why his time on the ice increased. Still had his hiccups, obviously. But when you also factor in that Zach Bolduc started hot, wound up sitting in the press box in the middle of the season for a while, how would you assess the trade after 1 year with Logan Mailloux and Zach Bolduc?
Yeah, I still think it was a good hockey trade for both teams. I do. You know, Zach Bolduc was hot and cold throughout the season. Still ended up with 30 points, which is nothing to be upset about. 12 goals. You know, his role will continue to expand with the Montreal Canadiens. But Logan Mailloux, I really saw growth in his game. I think that it was very difficult for him to be here at the start of the year. There were so many people that were treating Zach Bolduc like we just traded Brett Hull or something like that. And I get it. He's a young, exciting player that showed tremendous promise. But you do have to sometimes take a step back and wonder why so many smart hockey people, not just Doug Armstrong, smart hockey people in the Blues front office said okay to this trade. You got Al McInnes, a Hall of Fame defenseman. You got Keith Tkachuk, who should be in the Hall of Fame. You got Scott Mellenby that was involved in some of this. Alex Steen, Doug Armstrong. The list goes on and on and on of people who sat back, evaluated, and said, you know what? Yeah, I think this is a good trade. Halfway through the season, didn't look like it. And I think that Logan Mailloux really showed a lot of maturity. He didn't let it get to him terribly. We know it does get to an individual because he's a human being. But then he started to play with more assertiveness. He was more physical. He was getting into the attack more. He was in the offense more. And you just saw his game continue to evolve into a point where he was playing top 2 minutes. Ultimately, I don't think that's where he ends up. Mm-hmm. I think that maybe down the road. I do think what he did is he played himself into a top 4 defenseman spot. And so I think next year, whether he plays with Philip Broberg or he plays with Cam Fowler again or whomever, I think he'll be playing top 4 minutes. He showed some promise on the power play. However, the power play itself wasn't great. So we'll see what Monty and whoever the new coaching staff is overall, what they do with the power play, who they deem to be their guy back there. But I know Logan Mailloux, he certainly didn't embarrass himself. He made some good plays. And to me, again, to put a bow on the whole thing, to look at it, it's a good hockey trade. The Montreal Canadiens had an overflow of defensemen, so much so that they were healthy scratching some of their regular guys down the stretch as they were looking for a playoff spot. And they needed some scoring depth up front. And that's Zach Bolduc. Mm-hmm. He'll be a third liner again next year for Montreal, probably the second power play. Meanwhile, Logan Mailloux ends up being in your top 4 defense pairings next year for the Blues. It's a win-win for both teams. Both teams had a surplus of one thing and a lack for another, and they fulfilled that with the trade.
Absolutely, yeah. I have no issue with that whatsoever. You dealt from depth that you did have, or at least, and you have to look at it at the time of the trade, right? Because we can all play the hindsight game.
Yep.
But if you look at it from that moment, dealing from depth among your young forwards to acquire something that you desperately needed, not only for this year but also the future, which is, I think, another thing that maybe some people overlooked. It wasn't just about this season. I know we kind of got into that mind frame because we want the Blues to make the playoffs. We need to make the playoffs. We need to make moves that are only going to address this season. And losing Zach Bolduc, you lose some of that secondary scoring. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't just about this year with Logan Mailloux. It was this year and beyond. So you dealt from depth. You acquired something that you needed. 2 young players. I think both teams got better because of it.
Agreed. I think you all hit the nail on the head. Everybody won. Congratulations.
It was a hockey trade.
People don't like that. Now, Ledoux Lonboy does say, don't you think the Falk trade had an impact on his minutes? Well, of course it did. But why do you think the Blues were willing and able to move Justin Falk? Mm-hmm. Is because 2 things. One, they thought that Logan Mailloux was ready to take on a bigger role. Or 2, they needed to make a spot for Logan Mailloux to prove that he can play more. Either way, the trade did have an impact for sure on his minutes, but it's not like it was a default.
Yeah.
There was a lot of thought that went into that trade, which is why they made that trade, was to open up some space or some ice time for other players.
One of the things that I enjoyed about Logan Mailloux's game after the Olympics was his ability to throw pucks on net. Obviously, he scored a few goals post-Olympics, but he had 13 games in which he had 2 or more shots on net. And we've had conversations in the past about defensemen at the blue line throwing pucks towards the net. There's a reason maybe why some guys aren't going to the front of the net, because nobody's shooting the puck. So why should I go to the front of the net if we're just going to stick handle at the blue line and put it down low? Mm-hmm. Well, Logan Mailloux, we saw him score last night and against Pittsburgh, which was an absolute snipe, by the way. But we see him just throwing pucks on net. And maybe as a young player, you're a little apprehensive to do that because you don't want to get it blocked or you don't want to do whatever with it. You don't want to give it away. But he's throwing pucks on net, and that is something that is encouraging because he is an offensive defenseman. I wonder if people forget that. That's what he profiles to be, is a guy who can create stuff in the offensive zone.
This is an interesting one from the 314. Jamie, Armstrong didn't have to trade Bolduc that had a breakout year for a player that couldn't crack Montreal's lineup, only 4 games played in the NHL. That text might have been applicable in October. Knowing what we know now, that text is absurd. Who cares if he had 4 games in the NHL? He's playing over 20 minutes a game down the stretch for you. Ends up scoring 5 goals in the last half of the season. So that's absurd. And then you get the flip side from Grant Francis fan club. Knowing what we know now, he goes, I think Montreal could have gotten more from Mailloux. So,
good way to put it.
We have polar opposite opinions on this one. Interesting.
Well, when it's not a slam dunk win on either side, I think you're going to get that. I think
but going back saying he only had 4 games, going back hindsight now to critique the trade that ended up being good is kind of a weird take.
Yeah, you're right. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Speaking of takes, want more of your takes, or at least your questions, if you have a question for us, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. We'll do part 1 of the Sports Six Pack next. It's already April 17th, so that means we're halfway through the month, and now is the time then, not a week from now, but now is the time to call my friends at Mosby Building Arts. They got a tremendous sale going on, and it's not just a sale. You're going to get some stuff for free. When it comes to your front door, if you need a new front door, that exterior door is about style, security, insulation, durability. Quality exterior door can help you keep the drafts out. I should know that we need to replace our front door, and I'm going to go with Mosby as well. But when it comes to like that cold air coming in during the wintertime, a lot of times we have to throw a blanket down. We want to upgrade our front door, and Mosby's going to help with that soon enough. But you can do the same. In fact, I highly recommend calling Mosby now at 314-909-1800 because, as I'm sure you do as well, I love getting stuff for free. And when it comes to Mosby, right now, when you call all throughout April, when you invest in a brand new exterior door, the hardware is completely on the house. It's free at Mosby. When it comes to that front door, the hardware, it's the finishing touch that pulls it all together. So if you call before The offer ends on April 30th at 314-909-1800. You can also visit callmosby.com. When you call to have your front door replaced, you're going to get the hardware for free, again, assuming that you call before April 30th. So one more time with that number, because, again, we're getting toward now the back half of the month here of April. 314-909-1800 or visit callmosby.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Blues cap off the year with a 5-3 victory over the Utah Mammoth. We talked earlier today with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you will find all of our interviews and all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. The Cardinals are back in action tonight, taking on the Houston Astros. Kyle Leahy on the mound for the Cardinals. He'll face off against Peter Lambert. First pitch from Houston is at 7:10. Coming up next, we have our Sports Six-Pack, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll answer your questions next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for part one of our Sports Six Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is how you can get a hold of us. That's our Air Comfort Service text line. So if you want to leave us a question, that's how you do so. For example, Marshy, question one.
Question number one.
From the 314, are we going to see any surprises in the first round of the playoffs? What series are you looking forward to the most?
NHL playoffs?
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing the Nuggets, and I want to see the Spurs, man. I'm so excited to see Jason Tatum back in action full-time. He's been playing, revving up, and the Celtics are rolling. They probably would have been the number one seed had he been healthy all season long. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some NBA playoffs. Tonight, got my Warriors taking on the Suns to see if they can make it into the tournament. I mean, what are we talking about? Great times in the NBA playoffs, man. I know Jamie is going to be watching. He loves playoff basketball, man. He's revved up. No guys worried about load management. You know what I mean, Anthony? These guys are no load management in the playoffs. Guys are going to play a full 48 if need be, man. So yeah, who isn't excited about that? I don't know, Jamie, because they ain't been prepared for it.
No,
so
tough sledding.
NBA playoffs are fantastic.
Yeah,
that was the old NBA thing, right? NBA playoffs, fantastic.
Yeah. You certainly turned it into it, so hey, good for you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, I got you. You can count on me. You know what I mean?
Good work, Carey.
Thank you.
Jamie, just since we're, just having a conversation about playoffs, what do you think about the NHL playoffs?
That was an NBA playoff.
Oh, I forgot those were coming.
But I know I'm transitioning to NHL.
Yeah, you do your thing.
Yeah, so actually, the entire Eastern Conference is compelling right now. Buffalo, Boston. Boston has basically said, Marco Sturm has said, we're bigger, we're stronger. We're going to make this a tough series for Buffalo. And they are more physical. So that could be something fun to watch. Montreal and Tampa, I think they had 222 penalty minutes last game they played against each other.
Is that all?
So that's going to be fun. Carolina, Ottawa. I think Ottawa they're the sleeper here. I think Ottawa can beat Carolina in the first round. Carolina, to me, doesn't have any playoff grit in their lineup, and they never trade for it. And then they wonder why they get bounced all the time, even though they're always like one of the best teams in the league. Well, Ottawa's going to test that. Pittsburgh, Philly, Rick Tocchet has kind of said the same thing as Marco Sturm. Sidney Crosby, Malkin, Letang, these guys better keep their head up, is basically what he said. I'm paraphrasing. So that could be fun. The Western Conference doesn't seem all that compelling to me, except for the Dallas-Minnesota series. Following that series, we'll see how the other things line up. But I'm excited. Sunday afternoon, Saturday it starts, but Sunday afternoon, my boys are coming over to the house. We're going to watch, 3 games from the start of the afternoon, evening, and at night. It's going to be fun.
Nice. Do you have a first-round upset?
Ottawa over Carolina.
All right.
I hope they win. I can't stand Carolina. I never have. I've never liked them. They got the worst uniforms in the game.
They're nerds.
Analytical nerds.
Yeah, hanging around there, like you go to their building and it's like, they're just nerds. Yeah.
What about, would the Mammoth be an upset over Vegas, technically?
Technically. Technically it would be. Although, Vegas only finished 3 points ahead of the Mammoth as far as points are.
Let's see some odds here. If I can pull these up quickly. We'll look at some NHL futures, they're called, Marshy. Futures.
You find a lot of that over at the Circus Sports app.
FanDuel has great odds as well, man. You go over there and check them out.
Just in case you're looking.
Just in case you're looking is right. I don't know if it'd be an upset or not. To hell with it. Give me Utah in an upset.
Oh, wow.
That's not Vegas. What they're called.
Give me the UAth Mammoth.
There you go.
Mammoth.
There you go.
I'm in.
By the way, they got that paint off the ice.
They did, yeah.
If you saw that.
Yeah. Nice work.
It's interesting.
Nice work, Mammoth people.
Noted for next year.
What's it? Tom, damn it. We have one more game.
Well, we never had the playoffs before.
It's not even the playoffs. A regular season game,
true.
Tom.
This Tom guy is pretty busy.
Tom got a lot of action.
Well, he keeps getting
He's in
hired
San
despite making a
Francisco.
lot of mistakes.
A hell of a resume.
Yep.
Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was at Fanatics there, too, for a second.
Oh.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yep, he was double dipping. Anyways, go ahead.
Question number 2.
All right. From the 314, with the departure of Weber and Julian, do you see Steve Ott coming back to the coaching staff, or is he staying in Springfield, Jamie?
Well, Doug Armstrong has indicated before that he will look to extend Steve Ott as the head coach of the Springfield Thunderbirds. Steve Ott has done an amazing job with that team. When he took over, they were well out of the playoffs. They were underperforming. Since taking over, talking to the players that have come up from there to the players that are currently there, they love him. They are playing an exciting brand of hockey. I mean, they're playing fast. They're playing tough. He's done an incredible job with that team. So I think Steve Ott, his days of being an assistant coach or associate coach, I think those days are gone. I think he will be a head coach in the American League until someone gives him the opportunity to be a head coach in the NHL.
Question number 3.
From the 618, which NFL/NHL draft pick was your biggest bust personally? Like someone you really believed in, not necessarily a Jamarcus Russell type, but someone you'd would have bet the house on.
I got fooled by Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he did.
I got fooled by Zach Wilson. It was bad.
He screwed you over big time.
I liked the athleticism. I liked, I didn't really fall for the whole, he only played at BYU. I thought he was going to be really good.
Yeah. I had a name in mind, but he passed away, and I don't want to.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. But I definitely thought he was going to have it's Charles Rogers. I thought Charles Rogers, what he did
at... Go Dwayne Haskins.
No. What Charles Rogers did at Michigan State, I thought that was going to transition very well to the NFL. And, he was that dude could go get it with the Spartans.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it would translate very well to Detroit. But for whatever reason, it was probably because it was Detroit. I don't know.
Maybe.
You never know.
Yeah.
So one for me in the NFL, and whether you look back now and you see all the things and you're like, okay, maybe there was the hype train was better than the player himself. But at the time, Brian Bosworth was being touted as the next Dick Butkus coming out of OU there. And he was every bit of it. He was crushing people at the collegiate level. Now we know he had a little help a little bit there.
Flintstone vitamins?
Yeah, multivitamin.
Multivitamin.
But it doesn't matter. No, that's what we know now, even if we thought it then.
Right.
I thought he was going to be an impactful NFL linebacker, and he ended up not being much of anything.
Sure. Who's the guy that you knew was going to be a bust, and he was? For me...
I knew he was going to... I can tell you who I thought was going to be terrible and ended up being... this dude was the real deal. Roddy White.
Oh.
Roddy White couldn't catch a ball.
His rookie year, he was terrible.
We're in training. I'm like, man, I drafted this guy?
Mm-hmm.
And he was dropping everything. And then a few years later, he can't catch.
Yeah.
He can go. Roddy was the real deal. But it was like the first few weeks. I'm like, this dude is dropping every pass.
Yeah. Translated to
Never
games,
seen
too.
anything like this in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And he just took off.
There was a moment where Jim Mora, who helped draft him, there was a game in which Roddy White broke free, wide open. Matt Ryan put it in the bucket, and he dropped it in the end zone. And Jim Mora dropped to his knees in frustration, which is Mora, as you know, because that was your coach, he runs hot and cold.
Yes.
He's very emotional.
Extremely.
Not a fan, but he dropped to his knees in exasperation, frustration. And Roddy White, I think, dropped to his knees too. And there's this picture of White and Mora in the background,
really?
Oh, this guy's going to be a bust.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I think Bobby Petrino did well in Atlanta was he restored Roddy White's confidence the following year. He said, you're going to be the number one guy, whatever, and he was.
Yeah.
But Roddy White was a good one.
Was there a Rams player when you guys were doing the draft shows and you were with the Rams? Was there a player that you were like, man, this guy might turn the franchise around? And all of a sudden, obviously that wasn't the case. But
I'll give you one that I was spot on about. And at the time, like this is going to seem obvious, but at the time, everybody's like, we don't need another defensive tackle. I kept saying Aaron Donald's going to be a stud.
That was a great pick.
Because I saw him at Pittsburgh, and you could just tell from his, like, just the way he got off the ball, he was almost unblockable.
They thought he was too small. A lot of people said he's too small. He's not going to be able to translate into the NFL.
But if you watched him at Pitt at all, whether you went back and watched him or even just highlights and cut-ups and all that, you could tell, like, this dude's unreal.
Yeah.
So that was one that I was spot on about. The one that I was wrong about was probably Tavon Austin. Not that I thought he was going to...
I don't think it was his fault, though. I will stand by this to the end of time that I don't think Tavon Austin was at fault for him not having the success that he should have had. Here, specifically with the Rams. Because you were utilizing him, in my opinion, in the wrong way. Again, I don't know which coach decided to put him at tailback and say we're running ISO.
He's big enough.
He ain't. He ain't, man.
Yeah.
I just didn't like how they utilized him. I thought he was a slot receiver, matchup nightmare, and every defensive coordinator's nightmare to put him in that slot and figure out, do I put a linebacker out there? Do I walk a safety out? Do I have a third corner that is elite enough to cover this shifty receiver in the slot? You don't. And you missed the boat. You missed the boat with not doing all of the things that I think he did really well.
Yeah. I always thought Todd Gurley, too, if he could have stayed healthy.
Todd Gurley
was a stud. But
Todd Gurley still has some records and he ain't played in like 6 years. Todd was a stud football player that just didn't last long enough.
No, and he ran out of gas the year that they went to the Super Bowl when they lost to the Patriots. Because he was the guy. All right. It's Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is next. Keep those questions rolling in. 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. Again, part 2 of the Sports Six Pack next. Throughout the month of April, you got to get down to Auto Centers Nissan out in Herculaneum or check them out online. And if you do so, if you check them out at AutoCentersNissan.com, right now, every vehicle on their website is eligible for up to $1,000 in additional savings. And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, what does that entail? Do I have to have any sort of special qualifications? What's the gimmick? No gimmick, no special qualifications. Just choose the vehicle that you want. Hit the green Claim My Buyer's Bonus button to lock in your savings instantly. That's it. And this is on top of the fact that they already got new Rogue, Pathfinder, Murano, and Frontier models that are eligible for 0 payments for 6 months, 0 money down, and 0% APR for 60 months. Don't be afraid about your credit situation. If you need a vehicle, they'll set you up with financing. They do so with everybody that walks through the door. Plus, remaining 2025 models are discounted up to $11,000 off MSRP. So whether you go to the dealership in Herculaneum and check out the vehicles that they have on the lot and take advantage of those savings, or you go online to AutoCentersNissan.com, trust me on this, you will find your next new ride or pre-owned vehicle at Auto Centers Nissan. Tell them Stalter sent you.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, time for part 2 of the Sports Six Pack here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh. The next question.
Question number 4.
From the 618, if Jordan Walker can be the player we think he can be, along with Alec Burleson, Mason Wynn, being who they are, along with Nathan Church continuing to develop, along with Matthew Liberatore and Michael McGreevy, how many pitchers and position players are the Cardinals away from being a deep playoff team / World Series contender?
All right, Marsh, I apologize for you to do this, but you don't have to read the whole question again. But
I'm going to read the second half.
Just give me the players, because you listed
Sounds like everybody.
You listed a bunch of players, and then you asked us how many. The texter asked us how many players away.
Yeah.
Are they? So go ahead and give me the players.
Okay, so the players that the 618 listed are Jordan Walker, Alec Burleson, Mason Wynn, Nathan Church got mentioned.
Okay.
Matthew Liberatore and Michael McGreevy.
Liberatore and McGreevy?
Yes.
Okay.
It sounds like they're 4 position players and 3 starting pitchers away from having a team. Is that what the question?
I would say at least 3. All right. Here's where I'm going with the 3. None of the players they mentioned are a catcher.
You already have 3 of them on your roster, though. You're fine.
Why do you need to name them?
I'm going to still catcher.
Oh,
need a catcher.
Okay.
And
you're talking about from like free agency?
Okay. No, developing one. Okay. That's not Pajes, or if Herrera is going to be a stud now defensively. Great. I don't know if we're going to get there, but maybe. Or internally, you have all these catching prospects. So
Crooksy.
You need a catcher to develop. And I'm not doing the free agent thing because I don't know what the plan is and when that plan is going to.
If the Cardinals even get involved in that.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think that's a deal breaker. It doesn't have to be free agency. It could be a trade. You can add the deadline, all that. The other two, so that's 1, and then the other 2, as I think Carey just alluded to, you need top end pitching. I don't know if Liberatore is going to ultimately be a 1 or 2 for you. I think McGreevy is probably a 2, but boy, what if you were a 3? So can you get 2 top end rotation guys? You could do that. You got McGreevy and Liberatore more like 3s than 1-2s. Now we're cooking with grease. So I would say 3 overall.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yep.
You're very welcome.
Doing that math.
Yeah. Excellent.
I didn't know there was going to be math involved.
No math.
I shut down when I hear numbers, Anthony. And I told you yesterday, when you put letters instead of numbers.
Yeah. By the way, Madeline, who is a 4th grader, brought home geometry last night.
Ooh.
How'd you do?
Not well. I mean not well.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating when those kids bring homework home that you have no clue. They should have like a parent-teacher lessoning, like lessons.
I don't want.
Instead of the PTA meetings.
I already went to school. Just give me the answers.
Maybe then let me give you the worksheet and the answers.
Exactly.
Now I trust you, parent, to not just give your kid the answer.
You shouldn't, but continue.
Anthony. They're not going to do it now. Thank you.
I don't mind having to teach them through it, but I have to know what the hell I'm doing, and I do not. I looked at her and I go, "This is what you're going to do. You're going to go up to that teacher and you're going to say." And you can say, "My dad told me." You're gonna have to go over this again with me. Kristen jumped on like a parent text chain. You should have seen the text message, all this stuff. People were trying to use ChatGPT. No clue.
I think homework's dumb.
Amen to that, brother.
I think it is. Kids already go to school for X amount of time, and then next thing you know, they're back at home. They need time to be a kid, not go to school longer before they end up going to bed.
I agree with that, Marsh. I do. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't get the school done in a lot of time that you're in school.
Radio boy?
I mean, you're being paid to be teaching at school.
No, wait.
No, they do.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
Wait, no. Well, we're not going to. No. So I just was having this conversation with some people. Teachers only are allotted, 8 hours to work with their kids, and then, really 6 hours because they got gym, they got PE. I mean, they got lunch, they got all the other art, the electives. So we don't want to put all the onus on teachers to teach your children.
The entire system,
Some of them,
it's broken.
Some parents need to make sure that they are involved. And we get a text from the not-so-PC principal. Teachers send home videos for parents, and they don't watch them. They just want to complain. Now, I'm not saying that that's your...
I'm not complaining.
I'm not saying that that's you, Anthony, but in general, teachers only have X amount of hours. You do have your children more. So some parents need to spend more time. Yes, you do.
Not really. Not actively. During the week.
Be more active.
No, but think about it. They get home at whatever time, then they go to bed at so what are you talking about?
You got to be able to.
I got them more.
You got to be able to implement more home time with your children. Like there are kids that don't, parents. There's some parents don't read to their toddlers anymore. You got 8th graders that read on a 3rd or 4th grade level because they never were read to and they never learned how to read. That's on the parent. The teacher ain't gonna sit there. And part of their curriculum is not going to be, let me teach you how to read or work with you through reading. This is for younger kids, for the most part. I'm just saying. Parents have a huge responsibility of being involved in making sure that their kids are learning and understanding things properly. It is on the teachers, but we refuse to say it's all on the teachers.
What if someone's parents are idiots?
I'm not saying it's all on the teachers. Okay.
I'm saying.
Hey, hold on, because this is getting out of hand here, right?
I don't like you where you're dragging this, Carey.
I am going to back teachers.
Well, who bashed the teachers?
Nobody bashed the teachers.
But you're dragging us down this muddy road.
I didn't say you two. But I mean, hey, if the shoe fits, wear it. Somebody's screaming, but I don't know why. I didn't say you. I just said there are parents out there that need to be more involved in helping their children understand what's going on. Homework is sent home because there's not enough time for the teacher to teach 25 to 30 kids. So take your one kid. Not you specifically, Jamie, because I'm talking to you. Take your one kid.
And he says, well, I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking to you.
Just saying, I'm talking to the parents out there so that our teachers, who are the hardest working people, some of the hardest working people in today's society, them and nurses, man, listen. You think athletes should get paid hundreds of millions? The teachers and the nurses that help our sickly and our children are the ones that need to have the money in their pockets because these teachers come out of their damn pockets. They ain't even making enough to teach our children. They got snotty noses and they're coughing. You're sickly. Take your little sick ass home, child. We love you. You're our kids. But kids, hey, parents, do better. Teachers, we love you and we appreciate you. Continue to do the wonderful service that you do for our children, even if Anthony and Jamie don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's just weird. By the way, vote Davis.
The snake pit's all over you. And I love it. Loving Carey, all this stuff. Not once did we say that teachers are any sort of issue. I said I'm an idiot. And I want to help my child.
Carey's blaming your teachers for that.
I'm not saying.
Don't you spin it? You are a spin
I'm not
doctor.
saying parents get off the hook and they shouldn't read to them. They should. I'm just saying I would like to help my child. Last night I could not.
I'm the one that said there shouldn't be homework.
So
that's coming from somebody that didn't like doing homework.
Carey heard something.
But I'm just saying. I'm just saying, kids, when you get home, maybe they got a sporting event or something. I don't think kids have enough time to be kids these days because they're going to school, and then right when they get done with school, they're doing more school, and then they got to go to bed. They have 2 days to be a kid on the weekend. But maybe they don't because they're doing more homework.
Well, that's because Carey wants them to do more homework.
I want your parents to help you do your homework.
Well, you're helping them. Are they learning?
Those teachers a break. They work hard enough. Thank you.
Nobody said they didn't.
Thank you to all our wonderful teachers that are driving home on a Friday, listening.
We
appreciate you.
We're gonna
and
lose
we
this
love
one.
you.
We're not even in it.
We
We're not
appreciate
even
you,
in it.
and we love you for your hard work. And this
But here's the thing.
Carey,
speaking from a
Jamie.
former
we love
coach.
teachers too.
Jamie.
I know you do. Say it. Say it
Jamie.
out loud.
I just did.
Good job.
There's some people that they're living in an echo chamber right now.
Wow.
They have the same opinion that Carey does. Not that you and I don't. And all they're hearing is him. Okay? All I'll say is revenge is a mother. And it's coming for you, Carey. All right? It's coming for you. So, fine. Jamie and I didn't say anything to refute what you said.
Thank you.
But you're a hero right now. But all heroes must fall.
All heroes do fall at some point.
Eric in the snake pit. It's not spelled Kary.
Thank you.
It's C-A-R-E-Y.
See, he needed somebody. He needed a better teacher.
No. He's dragging you down, Anthony.
Eric's all over us, and he can't even spell Carey's name right.
Oh, man.
Apparently, I'm a teacher hater. That's not the case.
Yeah,
I'm a homework hater.
Yeah.
I never liked homework.
This is just a weird.
That's why I'm not a doctor.
It's funny that Carey has this thought when he doesn't support our troops, you know?
Shout out to all our wonderful veterans. My mother included.
what you're saying
My
earlier.
uncles served in Vietnam. Shout out to all the vets. Love them women.
Hey,
those men.
Did you say
they're
that earlier
outstanding.
today?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about veterans.
But so you didn't say it.
I said teachers are outstanding. You.
Want to play this game?
Terrible.
No, Carey supports our troops. All right, we need a new Gauntlet contestant, so 314-3, does it really matter? Yes, it's his name. Yes, it matters.
I'd appreciate
Call him KD. He loves that.
Don't do that.
Does it really matter how you spell somebody's name? Yes.
Yeah, it kind of does.
All right, Air Comfort Service tax line, 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service tax line. If you want to play in the Gauntlet, that's next.
Friday night is going to be right around the corner as soon as we get off work here at 6 p.m. I cannot wait to get home, kick up my feet, and pop open an ice cold Zwickle Light from Urban Chestnut. It's so good. It's like a reward for a great week of work. You get home, you talk about your week with your family, you're sipping down a nice Zwickle Light. It is awesome. By the way, Zwickle Light is an elevated light beer that is brewed here in St. Louis by my friends over at Urban Chestnut. And it is by far the best light beer I've ever drank. It's got so much great flavor to it. Doesn't taste like water. It only has 95 calories, only 3.7 carbs. It is available all over St. Louis, as well as over at Dirt Cheap. Got a little combined effort coming up soon with Urban Chestnut and Dirt Cheap. Going to be a lot of fun for everyone involved. Let's not forget, Urban Chestnut has a lot of other beers, too. They got the original Zwickle, and they've got the brand new Squirrel Works. It's a hazy IPA. This thing is rocking and rolling, too. So pick up some of that along with your Zwickle Light. You will thank me when you see me in person, or you can visit urbanchestnut.com for all the information regarding everything that is Urban Chestnut. Remember, St. Louis, keep it light and keep it local.
4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 408. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Ben is on the line right now. He's going to play in the Gauntlet. What's up, Ben?
Not much. How's it going?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you playing. Thanks for listening. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me in the first round of the Gauntlet?
Carey was on the side of the teachers, but I think if I take him on, I might be able to take him down.
Wow. Just for clarification, all 4 of us are on the side of the teachers.
I don't know how this is going to muddy.
Yeah.
Ben's a teacher.
Ben's a teacher?
Yeah.
Ben,
right,
what you do is incredibly important. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
All right, Ben.
What do you teach, Ben?
I'm a 4th grade teacher.
Hey, all right. So
Can you help Anthony with
can you
the
help me with
geometry?
4th grade geometry? That's how the whole conversation started. I struggled with helping my daughter Madeline in geometry.
Some basic shapes. I don't know how much geometry I can do, but
okay. All right. Well, she brought home some.
Too in depth in 4th grade.
Yeah, she needed a protractor and everything. I'm like, I can't help you.
She needed what?
She needed a protractor.
Is that like a photon blaster?
No, it's different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I take it back. Homework should be in every child's life.
Yes.
I agree.
Or Karen.
Yeah.
Jamie had
You
Karen.
gotta find yourself a Karen.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
You do your homework in your handwriting.
Oh, no.
All right, Carey, get out of here.
Ben. Good luck.
All
Good
right,
luck, Carey.
Carey's he said good luck, by the way, Carey. All right, so Carey's heading into the cone of silence right now. Ben, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, we got Ben. What category are you open for?
Baseball, hopefully.
Baseball.
I'll go bold and call for it.
It was almost baseball.
Almost.
It's football.
Football.
Good thing I got Carey then.
All right. You're going to get 4 football-related questions. Each one is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Sounds good.
All right, question 1. It has been 30 years since the last wide receiver, Keyshawn Johnson, went number 1 overall to the Jets. But can you tell us the team that held the 2nd overall pick in 1996?
My goodness.
I'll take the options on that one.
All right. Holy smokes. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the Atlanta Falcons, or the Carolina Panthers?
Let's go with the Jaguars. Final answer.
All right, Ben. Question 2. Identify the 7th and most recent Notre Dame winner of the Heisman Trophy.
Jeremiah Love didn't win it. Give me some options on that one.
Sure thing. Was it Jimmy Clausen, Tim Brown, or Brady Quinn?
Let's go Tim Brown. Final answer.
Question number 3. This defensive standout retired last month after 14 seasons. His 177 career tackles for a loss are tied for 3rd all-time.
Who was that? Can you repeat it one time?
Of course. This defensive standout retired last month after 14 seasons. His 177 career tackles for a loss are tied for 3rd all-time.
Defensive tackle just retired. Man, I'm going to need the options again, I guess.
Defensive standout.
Oh, defensive standout.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take the options still.
Options are Cameron Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu, or Levante David.
Let's go with Cam Jordan. Final answer.
All right, Ben, last question. Where does the University of Alabama play its home games? As in, what is the name of the stadium?
Name of the stadium. Well, I know Tuscaloosa, but I don't know the name of the stadium. Let's hear the options.
Bryant-Denny Stadium, Lane Stadium, or Kinnick Stadium?
Bryant-Denny. Final answer.
All right. Let's bring back Carey from the Cone of Silence. Ben, how you feeling?
The needing the options every single time. Okay, I guess.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
We'll see what happens.
Carey is walking back in from the Cone of Silence right now. Feeling pretty good about life.
Hey, gents. How goes it?
CD, how was it?
It was quiet, man. Just a man in his thoughts.
Well, good. All right. You got football today.
Hey, I love football.
Back a lunch.
Question 1. It has been 30 years since the last wide receiver, Keyshawn Johnson, went number 1 overall to the Jets. But can you tell us the team that held the 2nd overall pick in 1996?
No. How the hell would I know that?
What do you mean? You were just talking about it earlier.
1996?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I have no clue.
Hell of a year.
It sure was. I was born that year.
There you go.
nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jamie.
Options.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, the Atlanta Falcons, or the Carolina Panthers?
Oh, man. I was thinking Panthers or Jags because no. I have no clue. If I knew who got drafted, I would be able to tell you.
Sorry.
You said Jags, Carolina Panthers, or Falcons? I don't know, Anthony. Let's go Falcons. Why not? Final answer.
Question 2. Identify the 7th and most recent Notre Dame winner of the Heisman Trophy.
7th and most recent Notre Dame winner.
Correct.
Of the Heisman. Who the heck was the last one? I mean, Tim Brown. That was in 80. Have they had one since then? I don't think they've had anybody since old Timmy. I'm going to take a shot and go. Nobody comes to mind. Tim Brown, final answer.
Question number 3. This defensive standout retired last month after 14 seasons. His 177 career tackles for a loss are tied for 3rd all-time.
Defensive standout, 177 tackles for loss. Got to be a D lineman. I don't think it would be a linebacker. I don't know who retired recently. Oh, that stinks. Did Von Miller retire? I haven't seen it. I don't know. Options.
Options are Cameron Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu, or Levante David.
Ooh. Did Cam retire? Levante David. What month? Can you repeat the question, please?
This defensive standout retired last month after 14 seasons. His 177 career tackles for a loss are tied for 3rd all-time.
Let's go Levante David. I don't think Cam has officially said anything. Final answer.
All right, last question, CD. Where does the University of Alabama play its home games, as in what's the stadium?
Oh, I thought you meant the city. Hell do I know? Marcy knows the names. Bear Bryant Stadium is oh, it's Denim something. Options.
Bryant-Denny Stadium, Lane Stadium, or Kennick Stadium?
A. Final answer.
Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Yes.
Are you sure?
You already said final answer.
I know, just checking.
He don't care.
I really do.
I don't know. Final answer.
I don't know. Final answer.
All right, let's go over these. Where does the University of Alabama play its home games? Carey with the options. Bryant-Denny Stadium. Ben also said Bryant-Denny Stadium. Correct answer is
Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Both of you needed the options. We have a 1-1 tie.
Good job, Ben.
You too.
It has been 30 years since the last wide receiver, Keyshawn Johnson, went number 1 overall to the Jets. But can you tell us the team that held the 2nd overall pick in 1996? Carey went with the Falcons, who did not have a first-round pick that year.
Well, that's a good sign.
Only I would know. Only I would know that.
Wonderful.
You didn't have to do that.
Ben went with the Jaguars. Correct answer is
It is Jacksonville.
Kevin Hardy.
Ah,
That one hurts.
I didn't know. Yeah, that does hurt, man.
Kevin Hardy from
University of Illinois.
Yeah, so Ben now up by 1.
Damn it, man.
Identify the 7th and most recent Notre Dame winner of the Heisman.
I'm nervous.
Ben went with Tim Brown. Carey also went with Tim Brown. Correct answer is
Tim Brown.
Ben needed the options.
Okay.
Carey did not.
We got a ball game.
We do.
So we're all tied up.
All knotted up. What's this question?
Comes down to this. Or does it? This defensive standout retired last month after 14 seasons. His 177 career tackles for loss are tied for third all time. Ben went with Cameron Jordan, who CDU is thinking about.
I was.
But CD went with linebacker Levante David. It's Levante David, Carey wins. If it's Cam Jordan, Ben wins. We know it's not Tyrann
It's
Mathieu.
definitely not Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, I don't think it's Matthew.
Ben.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
It was Buccaneers linebacker Levante David. I think Cam Jordan is a free agent,
I don't
but
think he
hasn't
retired
officially
yet.
retired.
Yeah.
Ben, I'm sorry, man. I got you edged you out 4-3. You actually got 3 of the 4 questions right. The one that really put CD over the hurdle there was the Tim Brown question. He didn't need the option. Sorry, Ben.
I know. It's all good.
Good job, Ben.
Nice job,
you
though.
guys.
Well done.
Thanks for the teacher love, Carey.
Nah, no problem. Keep doing a great job. Thank you.
Take care.
You guys have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you.
All right. See you guys.
Folk Davis. Nice job, Carey.
Thank you, man. Whew. I was nervous.
Nice job.
I got a little nervous.
Some of those questions were tough.
Who in the
Well,
heck?
the second one.
Come on, man.
The first one. Who's the second overall pick in 1996?
Yeah, I meant the first one.
That's
yeah, the
ridiculous.
first one. Yeah.
I
The third and the fourth.
Tim Brown.
Tim Brown.
Brown.
The fourth one, Levante David, it just happened.
That one just
and
happened.
then Bryant Denny Stadium.
Bryant. I couldn't think of the name. I knew it was Bear Bryant, and then I was like Denny. I couldn't remember the actual, and I didn't want to say something wrong. And
Yeah, because if you would have went with like Bryant Denham Stadium or something like that,
you wouldn't have given it to me.
no.
So, yeah.
So you played it right, Carey. Nice job. You got a dub.
Thank you.
On a Friday. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Speaking of Marshy, he's got what's trending next. You know, I keep recommending to listeners that they check out Don's Garage Doors when it comes to their $29.95 tune-up special that they're running throughout the month of April. That could be something that could save you from a disastrous repair or replacement down the road. Well, I keep giving you guys the recommendation to do so. I picked up the phone and I called 866-4-DON Store, and I've got the Don Store team coming out to look at my garage door next week. I'm looking forward to it. I decided to do the tune-up special because something else is going on with my garage door. Tell you what, that's the largest moving part of my home, so I don't want to do any sort of repairs or service myself. I want to make sure that the experts at Don's Garage Doors, they handle that. And their St. Louis team is made up of local technicians. They live and work right here in St. Louis. They got honest service, quality work. Their neighbors helping neighbors. They got the simple annual tune-up. which again can save you money on a major repair down the road. It's just $29.95. So for less than $30, you can make sure that your garage door is operating like it should. Don's Garage Doors also keep it simple. They show up, they do it right, they stand behind their work, and right now, call by 10 a.m. for same-day service or schedule what time that works better for you. If they can't make the same-day service work for you, you get $300 towards your repair or replacement. And if you are looking to completely replace your garage door, they've got different makes, different styles that will upgrade the look and feel of your home, especially the interior, maybe boost your curb appeal. So give them a call, 866-4-DONS-DOOR, or visit donsgaragedoors.com.
What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it is time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, this is from ESPN.com. Sky-high ticket prices won't be the only thing emptying the wallets of soccer fans attending the World Cup matches at some U.S. venues this spring. Fans trying to get to MetLife Stadium from New York City can expect to shell out $150 for a round-trip train fare for each match. Transportation officials confirmed today. That's nearly 12 times the regular $12.90 fare for the roughly 15-minute, 9-mile ride from Manhattan's Penn Station to the stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. One, thoughts on that? And two, how much are you willing to spend for a sporting event that it could be a ticket, it could be train fare, could be parking? How much are you willing to spend to go to a certain game?
Not much.
Not much at all. I don't care enough.
Yeah, not much. I wouldn't like. Let's just say the Falcons, right? The Falcons.
Let's do it for fun. Let's say the Falcons are in the Super Bowl,
right?
And the Super Bowl is in Kansas City.
Yeah, the rest of the
it's attainable.
28. Let's say 30 of the teams quit, and the Falcons were gifted a spot in the Super Bowl. Well, I want it to be realistic. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't. I love the home experience where I could be on, my couch and I got the food and the bathroom and the drinks, whatever I want, all
Get a
right
beer
there.
without being in line.
Yeah.
Go pee without being in line.
No thanks. I love the home experience.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not spending that much on another sporting event.
No,
It's not even the event, it's the train ticket.
Even worse.
To get to said
This is a
event.
bigger question I have is, and I don't know, I'm not smart enough to know this, maybe somebody else does, but is there no laws against this? Because
I don't think there are.
But hear me out, because was it a couple of years ago, I was going to head down to Nashville for the weekend, blah, 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 blah.
And bucket of beers.
Well, no, there's that one, but this was a different time. And the Blues stay at a nice hotel down there. I won't name it. It's a nice hotel. The Blues get a discounted rate, so it gets down to like $250 a night. Like it's like, okay, it's expensive. Don't get me wrong, but okay, I'm fine with that. So I book a room, and then they contact me later saying, "Oh, the rate has changed a little bit here. We have some things coming up, but because Taylor Swift was doing a concert there." The rate went up to $850 a night to stay there.
Dude.
I said, take care. I go to Nashville.
Yeah.
But how is there not something in place? And different places do that. Like, there's venues around the parking around certain stadiums is $20 on any given day. Then it's $100 on game day. Or like,
Carey, you experienced that.
It's price gouging.
You experienced that. Remember when? Was it USC?
Ohio State, USC this year.
Yeah, so Carey was looking at. I mean, he was doing it in the office because Carey calls he's the color analyst for the Illini, and you were looking at the hotels because you got to book your own hotel,
right?
And then get reimbursed or whatever the deal is.
Yeah, get reimbursed for it.
But even then, you're looking at it, and the hotels around the stadium, which have been convenient for you, were astronomical.
It's normally $150 a night. $120 a night. It was $850 for Ohio State for one night. It was $650 for and this is I was literally looking at this months in advance, like 3-4 months in advance, trying to just get ahead of it. Like I'll catch them. And I'm looking at these prices and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is, it's really. It's ridiculous. It's unfair. We got a texter here talking about that train situation. What about people that are just riding the train for work? Like, how does that impact them? Maybe they have a card where they pay a yearly fee or maybe they pay as they go. But it's unfortunate that companies are allowed to do this, price gouge and kind of take advantage of certain situations when they know there are going to be many more people. They've done it here. I mean, I was last summer one of the hotels downtown for a night, the same night that Kendrick Lamar was performing. The hotel was like $650, $700 for one night, where that hotel is probably $250.
Right.
But it's just what they can do, and there are no rules against it. Where that's kind of the world we live in, man. Hunger, people get greedy, and they take advantage, and they feel like you said, if you're spending $1,800 for Taylor Swift tickets, what's another $800, man?
That's a lot, man.
Like, I think that's what people assume, and they take advantage of you. So
I like this one from the 618. In America, we have the free market, Jamie. Simply supply and demand. Don't you run a business? Well, I run several. But I also don't just screw people over because I can. There's also another thing called ethics.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And there are some cities.
Business ethics.
Yes.
There's some cities that are keeping their fares the same price. So this article mentions Houston, which is hosting 7 World Cup matches. They have added buses and train cars to serve fans, but intends to keep fares at current levels, $1.25 for buses and light rail trains, and park and ride options ranging from $2 to $4.50. It sounds like it's a New York thing.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Let's get to the Blues offseason priorities. Jeremy Rutherford put together an article for The Athletic in which he has a list of priorities. Which one do we think is most pressing?
Winning.
Hey, you got the same mind.
Yeah, that's great and all.
No,
of the ones that JR included.
Winning.
He didn't include
Well,
winning.
that's JR's fault. He didn't have Joel Hofer the other day either.
No,
We got some questions here.
You guys don't get it.
How do you win? How do you? What do you? That's the whole point. You got to win games.
This is the off season, though. You
It's
can't.
the off-season. You can't win in the
You gotta be always
off-season.
thinking about winning.
Always be winning.
Always thinking about it anyway.
ABW.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds like Marsh and I are going to do a topic next on 101 ESPN.
Was talking to some people last night, and they were expressing their stress levels because they're about to list their home for sale, and it's been a long time, been about 15 years since they've been on the market. I told them, I said, before you go any further, call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria has been in the business for well over 20 years, and she sells homes all over the St. Louis area. She sells several homes a week, never mind per year, a week. So she knows what's going on. She understands the area that you live in, what the price is for your home, and how to maximize the value so that you get paid the most money possible. But you sell quickly, you get to the closing table. That's the biggest thing right there. Gloria also has buyers in waiting, where people are sitting there waiting for a specific home in a certain price range to go on the market, and then they bounce on that right away. That's why Gloria Lou can take some of her buyers in waiting and put them right in line with your home that you are selling. That's the advantage of calling Gloria Lou. But you have to call her. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you, and her number's 314-325-6888. Again, 314-325-6888, or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals back in action tonight, taking on the Houston Astros. Kyle Leahy on the mound. He'll face off against Peter Lambert. First pitch is at 7:10. The Blues ended their season against the Utah Mammoth with a 5-3 victory. We're going to dive into some offseason priorities for the Blues next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Our guy Jeremy Rutherford at The Athletic put together a list of priorities for the Blues as far as this offseason. So I'll list out the priorities first here, and then we'll go from there. One of the things that he mentioned as a priority, sign Holloway to an extension. Trade Thomas or not, question mark. So essentially figure out whether or not they are willing to deal Thomas. Find a trade fit for Kyrou. Explore moving Buchnevich. Figure out the bottom six. Circle back with Parayko on a no-trade clause, on his no-trade clause. Bring in defensive depth. Chat with Jordan Binnington about his future, and then address Monty's coaching staff, which that's already in motion. So out of these priorities, what do you guys think is most pressing for the Blues?
Jamie? Carey? Well, I would say
there's a list. I wrote it out.
I got it.
You got the list?
Yeah.
That was your problem.
Did you write it down, Jamie?
Just in case you couldn't remember it.
We were just.
Are we going in order of importance?
I'm asking.
Order of what is possible? Because I think I would scratch off.
Let me ask. Let me.
Why are you angry?
He got angry.
Let me do this again, since you guys don't listen.
You don't have to.
No,
you don't have to repeat the list.
Crap. How about you just express yourself properly, Anthony?
Jamie, he knows what he needs to do.
Tired of your crap.
Okay, all jokes aside,
I'm tired of your crap.
Yeah, I know that.
I need a bourbon. It's been a long week, but you know what, Jamie?
Yeah.
I know you do too.
I do.
And I love you, brother.
I love you too.
We should go have one together.
Yeah.
Right after the show.
No doubt. You guys want to come over?
Yeah. You stay a little far?
Yeah.
Can we go somewhere? Come to us. Or you two can carpool. When you get carpool to Jamie's house or my house, and then we'll carpool to you guys.
Golf cart around if you come to my house.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's good.
All right. So Carey brings up an interesting question: is what would we like to happen? What do we think will actually happen?
Let's go. Good question. Let's go with what we want to happen first.
Wow.
Can we? Is it okay? Because I
go whatever way you want.
I'm having trouble with this because
go whatever way you want.
I think you go like least to happen to most likely to happen, or what you don't care if it happens to what you really want to happen. Like work our way.
Sure.
Like work out. So
you start. And
so
tell
for
us
me,
what category
the least important thing on this list would probably be figuring out the bottom six. I think that'll figure itself out at some point. Would you agree with that?
I don't disagree with that at all.
Okay, so that would be like
very well said, Carey.
Like that will figure itself out when you get some of these other things worked out.
I also, if I may,
sure.
I also feel like
this together.
Circling back with Parayko and his no trade clause, I don't think that's very important. I think if I'm the team, I'd like to keep him.
Agreed.
Correct. There's no pressing need to get rid of him at this point.
Yes.
This is why I struggled in the ACT, because my process of elimination at the time wasn't very good. So now I would probably do really well on the ACT because I eliminate those things and then we get the best answers, Anthony. I think that's what we're working towards here. So eliminate the Parayko, eliminate the bottom six. Defensive depth, is that
well, that depends, right? Do you think that Juracek is ready to make the jump from junior hockey? Odds would tell me that probably not. But then again, there are certain players that have made the jump quickly where you're like, oh, okay, didn't see that one coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think adding defensive depth would be a bad thing.
Okay.
I don't.
Is it high on the priority list right now? If you ran it back with the six guys you had right now, would you feel comfortable?
I feel okay.
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't feel
it's
like great, but I'd feel okay.
The coaching staff, how are you on that? Because where are we with that?
Well, right now we only have Jim Montgomery.
Okay, so then that's pretty dang on
But
important.
what I like about this, and I do think it's important for several reasons, is Jim Montgomery in the NHL has never been able to pick his staff. Every team he's gone to, they've already had people that were currently in place. So Dallas and Boston, where he's a head coach, they already had coaches in place. Came back here to St. Louis, coaches were already in place. So now Jim Montgomery will have the opportunity, alongside Alex Steen, Doug Armstrong, and whoever else is advising on this, to go out, interview people he likes. Maybe there's guys that he's worked with before that he would really like to bring in. Then he's going to have to sell the front office on why that's a great fit for Jim Montgomery. But then he needs some help.
Right.
He needs some help. When you're the head coach in the NHL on a hockey team, it's a lot like football. So many players, there's moving parts, there's power play, there's penalty kill, there's all sorts of things that are kind of going on. You kind of have to be the CEO of each department. And when you're the CEO, but you're also running certain departments, it takes away from being the CEO overall.
Correct.
Because there's only one person that can do it. So I would like him to find, I think it's very important that he finds 2 or 3, depending on what their magic number is, really good assistant coaches that can help with the power play and the penalty kill specifically. I would be inclined to bring in someone who has run an excellent power play before, even if you don't want them to be just like the forward coach or the D coach. If you could have like a special teams coach and bring him in, and he helps out with that, because we saw this year how a mediocre to bad power play can hurt your club.
Yeah.
So I'd say that was pretty. I would say that one is important.
Is important. All right.
I also feel like this one here, I don't know if it's important, because logistically you don't have to do anything, is signing Dylan Holloway to an extension.
That's what I was thinking.
They can qualify him with an offer.
It's not high on the level of it. You don't have to do it. It's
the
not
only thing
pressing.
that could happen is someone could offer sheet him, like you did to the Edmonton Oilers. If you present him with the qualifying offer, Holloway says, I'm not accepting it. Now you're in limbo until you can get a contract agreed to.
Right.
Somebody can swoop in and offer sheet him again. So although I don't see it as a pressing need, I think that's an easy one. I think that's an easy one for Steiner and Army to be like, okay, that one, the Holloway extension, we'll get that done before breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah.
I feel like it's pretty easy.
It's good. It's the layup of the group.
The 2 hardest ones, in my opinion, are going to be finding a trade fit for Kyrou and explore moving Pavel Buchnevich. And I think the reasons that those are going to be difficult are obvious. The number one reason is they both possess a no-trade clause. Full no-trade clause, which means they can say, nope, not going, not going to do it. Sorry, see you at training camp next year. And then also finding a fit where you're not eating 50% or more of the contract. Because if you're doing that, like, that's kind of counterproductive to a mid-market team that wants to spend to the cap. Let's say you're eating 50% of both contracts, and you have to eat another $8 million of dead cap space because of a player you don't require anymore.
Right.
I don't know if that's the greatest thing.
No, I agree with that.
So I do think, in my opinion, I do think that if they decide to do either of those things, I think it will be trying to find a new home for Jordan Kyrou.
Okay.
I think that Jim Montgomery and the staff still believe that Pavel Buchnevich brings a lot to the team from a defensive standpoint, and that they can use him in multiple positions. He's good on the penalty kill as well. I think that they will find Jordan Kyrou to be one-dimensional, and that his production dipped this year, although it's still just 1 year, and a lot of guys dipped. I think out of the 2, that would be the one they explore.
Yeah, and the one, just circling back to, if I were just going to say, hey, what's like the most pressing priority, the one I'd circle back to is the one that you just mentioned. Of the 2 difficult ones would be the Buchnevich, like exploring a deal. That wouldn't be, I wouldn't have like high expectations that the Blues do this. It wouldn't be like, hey, Holloway signing to an extension, that's a layup. Trying to move on from Buch is going to be difficult. It's going to be very challenging. But that would be the one that I would circle.
I think for me, and I don't know if it's the number one priority, but I think it's very important, is your decision on Robert Thomas. I think he is the pillar of this team right now, whether you think it's a good pillar, bad pillar, I don't care. I don't know what category you fall into. If you want to trade him, if you want to keep him, but you have to make a decision on that, because if you keep him, you're telling the fan base this is the direction that we are going in. Same thing if you decide to trade him. This is the direction we're going in. We're going to get younger. And it might be a little bit till we get to the playoffs.
Sure.
More so than if you end up keeping him, which that also, you might not have playoff success. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think that is the one decision that I will be circling this offseason.
I think the bigger question surrounding Robert Thomas is he a pillar or not?
Right.
Because there's been 2 seasons in a row where we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, meaning he's had mediocre to bad hockey, and then all of a sudden, he's an all-star.
Right.
And then rinse, repeat the next season with the body language, the average play, and then he's amazing.
And then you're like, okay, we've done this
am I
before.
building my house on hollow ground?
Right.
Or am I putting the foundation in the right spot?
Right.
I think that's internally probably the biggest question the Blues have to figure out. They have answers that we don't.
Would they talk to him?
There's constant dialogue that goes on between the staff, Robert.
I figured, but it's the off season now, so it's like, hey, let's.
Well, he's going to the World Championships to play for Team Canada, which I like because he's going to continue to play hockey, and he gets to be around some elite players. Ryan O'Reilly's going to be there. John Tavares, it's a good feel to be over there doing that. Plus, he missed time for injury, so it'd be nice to see him get a little extra hockey in. Now, hopefully, he stays healthy while he's over there, and then when he comes back, I would imagine that they're going to have some serious sit-downs and kind of map out what they think he should be and what he thinks he currently is, and see how far apart they are.
Real quick question about that, because one of the things we often hear is, well, he wasn't healthy to start the season. Would you be concerned with him playing extra added-on games that are not Blues-related to how that would impact the beginning? Because since we know the beginning of the season has notoriously been slow, especially for the last couple of years, would that be a concern of yours, kind of like what we saw with the World Baseball Classic? You're not playing. I don't want you to get injured. We got a season to play. Knowing that, would that concern you if you were the Blues?
I don't know. I'm always of the belief you can't put everybody in bubble wrap, And the one thing that I would look at if I'm the Blues more so than anything is that Robert Thomas is going to be surrounded by upper echelon players. Now, not quite the same level as the Canadian Olympic team, but there's tons of character players there, good leaders, there's captains, there's guys who are elite players that maybe are on the downside now. But when you get around those types of people, you continue to learn and you continue to evolve as a player. And I think that those situations, putting him in those situations is a really positive thing.
Okay.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. We got Hot Take or Hot Garbage coming up, so if you want to send in your statement, your Hot Take statement, you can do so via the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Hot Take, Hot Garbage next.
hot take.
Time for hot take or hot garbage here in the fast lane. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you want to get in your hot takes or hot garbages, you can do so right now. Marshy, fire away.
This will get them going. From War Corgi, hot take or hot garbage. Ollie Marmol is in the top 5 managers, is one of the top 5 managers in baseball.
Right now?
Right now?
Tough question.
Yeah, I got to go with hot garbage.
Probably hot garbage based on the odds of that.
Yeah. That's a little tough.
All right, he's doing a bang-up job, fellas.
If someone threw at us hot take or hot garbage, Ollie Marmol is in the top half of the league.
I'd say hot take.
I'd say hot take.
I guess
5.
5's tough.
I guess what they're going on is like, okay, right now in the standings, you're looking at everybody. Expectations coming into the year. Where does a manager like Ollie Marmol fall? But if we're going to do that, then I think you got to look at Kevin Cash and the Rays, who are not supposed to be any good, and they're 11-7 right now. I think you got to take a look at, I mean, really in your own division, you got to take a look at Don Kelly and what he's doing with the Pirates, which is they're 11-8.
Look at the Twins.
Twins as well. The Twins gave away all of their players at the trade deadline last year, and Derek Shelton has done a great job there. So, yeah. So I don't think he'd be top 5, no. But based on like the standings, if you're kind of going to do it that way, then maybe you can stretch it. Say, yeah, include him based on low expectations coming in and where they are right now.
From Cottleville Comb-Over, hot take or hot garbage. Colton Parayko will be and should be traded this summer. He's too old for the current core. Get something while he has value.
His $6.5 million cheap-ass contract has no value to you? His 20-plus minutes a game on the ice has no value to you? I'm just so confused how people became Colton Parayko haters almost overnight. Because last year, following the playoffs and how good, oh my goodness, good thing we got this guy. And then he has a bad start to the season, like pretty much every other person. Yet he's still good enough to go play in the Olympics, which not a lot of guys make that team. What are we doing here? He's 32 years old. He's not 38. People are clamoring for Ryan Suter to be back on the team. He's 41 years old.
I'm just fine with Colton Parayko.
Yeah, hot garbage.
He's doing.
Next one comes from the Water Boy. Hot take or hot garbage. Cam Newton will make it into the Hall of Fame before Torrey Holt.
Carey?
I think that's hot garbage.
Yeah, I don't think Cam Newton's a Hall of Famer.
I don't know either.
MVP, but
I don't know how many times a Pro Bowler he was. I know he, like you said, he was MVP of the league. He did not win a Super Bowl. Those are team things. But I don't know. I would say hot garbage. I think Torrey is long overdue for the Hall of Fame.
That I would agree with.
And it's very disappointing that he has not been there. Yeah, Cam is a 3-time Pro Bowler. I would say that's hot garbage.
Yeah, agreed. Hot garbage.
This is when Pro Bowls were still Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
I think that if you're looking at it, Torrey gets in eventually. Cam never gets in. So I got to go with hot garbage.
Ooh, interesting. From the 636, hot take or hot garbage. This is a fluke season for Jordan Walker, and he will go back to his old self by next season.
I'm going to go hot garbage on that. I was a big, like, I don't know if this kid's going to figure it out, because everybody kept talking about his mechanics and, you know, his hand placement and this, that, and the other. It came to me, it was more about plate discipline and having an idea of how pitchers were going to attack his weaknesses. You know, was he going to consistently get fooled with the way that pitchers tunnel? You know, they make the same pitch look the same. Was he going to continue to expand his zone? Like, can he have a clue in baseball terms? And all of that has played out this season. There's nothing fluky about what I'm seeing with him at the plate. So I'll say hot garbage.
I'll say hot garbage, too. I think that as a young player who's developing and continuously trying to get better and then getting better, I think once you figure out some things, you kind of figure out some things. Doesn't mean you'll be perfect, but I don't see it going back to the way it was.
Yeah, hot garbage. I don't think that's, I won't say it's a crazy take, but it's a crazy take.
You're crazy, man.
You're crazy, man. I like you, but you're crazy, man.
All right, let's do one more here.
Gotta do one more, guys.
And speaking of the Hall of Fame, from the 801, hot take or hot garbage, Russell Wilson played himself out of the Hall of Fame since leaving Seattle.
I think that's a hot take. I think if you look at his numbers career-wise, his numbers will probably have him on the edge. But him going to a different team, I don't think he sustained that success long enough. I know his numbers in Seattle were very good, but did he sustain that? And CD, you're big on MVPs. He never won an MVP. Did win the one Super Bowl. Probably should have won the second. But I'm gonna say hot take on that.
Yeah, never won an MVP. Was he's a 10-time Pro Bowler. Who knew that? But I think it's going to be close on Russell. I do. I think people will look at his tenure in Seattle, and that was 10 years, and think that maybe that alone should qualify him. I don't. What happened in Denver those 2 years, 1 year in Pittsburgh, obviously he's at the point in his career now where he's a backup. Mm-hmm. I think winning the Super Bowl helps because it is the fact that he has been short on winning a league MVP. I think that will kind of hang over him as part of the reason why people won't want to put him in. But I think he will be closer than he's going to be closer than Cam would be, for sure.
That I agree with.
And I think he potentially could get in at some point. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Was he ever the best player in his era?
No.
Was he ever top 5 in his era?
As a quarterback, I would say yes at one point.
As a player?
As a player?
Mm-hmm. Was he ever top 10 as a player?
I would say probably top 10 as a player. I would say top 5 as a quarterback. Top 1 player quarterback at any point in his career? No. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't think so.
Yeah. I think he's going to be close. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I don't think it's...
I think he would have to wait 4, 5, 6 years and maybe some other things kind of thin out at other positions and people kind of take a relook at what he did in his time in Seattle and say, yeah, I think he's in.
Yeah. All right. That's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We have the biggest question of the day coming up next.
Cheap, fun. Let's get dirty, St. Louis. It is the weekend, and no better time to visit my friends over at Dirt Cheap. St. Louis's one-stop party shop. They've got a massive selection of all the beers and wines and alcohol that you are looking for. They've got unbeatable prices as well. So, again, the name Dirt Cheap is about the prices, not the product. If you're stocking up for anything that's coming up, whether it's, during the spring or later on, they've got you covered there. From top shelf to budget friendly, Dirt Cheap has everything that you're looking for. And if you're hosting a party, there's no better place to go to than Dirt Cheap. You can also download the Dirt Cheap app. You get part of the loyalty program immediately. Every dollar you spend at Dirt Cheap earns you points to use in the store. It really is awesome. And you can also place an order for pickup. So if you're planning a big party and you want to get a bunch of different beers and alcohols and wines, you get online, place your order, you pull up curbside, and you can just put it right into your vehicle. You're good to go. Dirt Cheap makes it super easy for you. So please, visit them. They got a brand new location again in Wentzville as well. Check that one out. It is a really awesome place. For more information about anything to do with Dirt Cheap, visit them at dirtcheapfunfun.com. Again, that's dirtcheapfunfun.com. Whatever your tastes are, you will find them at Dirt Cheap. So please remember to have fun, but be careful out there.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy siding.
All right, time for the biggest question of the day here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, where it's 5:09. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh.
Gentlemen, Zay Flowers joined Jarvis Landry and Leonard Fournette on their show 4th and South, and he was touching on some of the practice methods that the Ravens had that led to some injuries for them. We know that they dealt with injuries last season. Let's take a listen to what he had to say, and then we'll discuss it.
Y'all was tackling down there in practice? Y'all was tackling in practice?
Bro, we full pads.
I'll be real. I ain't with that.
The
NFLPA on the line.
However many practice pads you can get.
Yeah.
You getting them? Every single one.
100%. Jesus.
Bro, we doing one-on-ones week 17.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Right. While my ankle hurt.
Week 17, we doing one-on-ones. Everybody out there, we tired. We still going.
Physically, your body, like, how you manage that though? You know what I'm saying?
That's why low key. That's why we had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Because how we practice, how we went.
So I heard that, and I believe Carey, you touched on a situation when you played, when you guys were practicing for a long time in pads, and how that affected your season. What did you make of what Zay Flowers had to say? Is it a bad look for Harbaugh? Is it a bad look for the players?
Hey, man. They are, listen, There's a thing called the CBA that took place, collective bargaining agreement, where they're not even allowed to have that many padded practices anymore. Marshy, back in my day, wasn't no limits. I mean, no limit records. You could practice in pads every damn day if you felt like it, and we did. They have a limit there's a cap on the number of padded practices that they have now. And it was put in place to make sure that you aren't banged up. Now, I would assume now, I guess he's saying most teams don't even reach that number. But Jim Harbaugh is old school. He was there for 19 years, 20 years, 18, 19 years, something like that, and had a philosophy of how to win championships or what it takes to be a good football team in the AFC North, which is physical. Like, you have to put your body through some of those rigors to be able to sustain a good team and a good enough season. Is it a lot? Yeah. I don't think it's as much for them as it was for us. I will say that. I think what we were in full padded practice. And again, week 17, 15, like after the midway point of the season, generally speaking, even when we played, you would take your pads off, which is why you would have just the helmet and kind of the soft shoulder pads, which means there's no tackling to the ground. There's no head-on collisions, thudded, running into each other full speed because your shoulder pad, you don't have them on. Mike Tomlin's first year there, we did have full padded practices until the playoffs. Like in the playoffs, week 1, wild card round, we were still in pads on Wednesday, which is your padded practice. So generally speaking, I can understand that aspect of it, but also I understand that it's not nearly as much padded practices as it was prior to 2011. I think that's when the CBA made those changes. So I understand, but you ain't gonna get no sympathy from somebody that played this new collective bargaining agreement.
I mean, I get it. You're banged up, but this is why Dan Campbell said in kind of an emotional way in training camp when he first got there, he goes, guys, I have a plan. You just got to trust me.
Yeah.
And he knew he needed those players to buy into the hard physical practices so that they were tough enough come later on in the year
to play through injury.
Or to play, it's a physical game just to prepare their bodies for what they were going to face down the road. There are a lot of teams that subscribe to, well, we're just going to allow a lot of the veterans to take days off and all that. And those are usually teams that get bounced pretty early. I mean, Carey, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
no, you're not wrong.
I mean, the Steelers, the Ravens, those teams are predicated on being tough and physical and being able to withstand all of the hits and everything.
It's part of it. Like you got to be able
to. It's part of the mindset, right?
It is a mindset, but you also have to go through it. Like you have to be able. It's twofold. Like you want to be able to tackle well. Well, how do you tackle well? You got to actually tackle. Like you don't just wake up and say, I can tackle great. No, you have to actually practice it. You want to block well. How do you do it? You have to actually block. Like some of these things have to happen full speed. It's like watching a basketball player when they are like the really good players, the way that they practice and warm up. If you watch an NBA game and go to like the pregame shoot around, those guys they do the same thing over and over and over at full speed because they're repping what they're going to do come game time. If I go through it halfway, trodden, and then try to turn it on come game time, I'm not going to be as acclimated. So when football, in order to be able to tackle well, you got to tackle in practice. In order to be able to block, you got to block. And if you miss out on those things, your body's not prepared for it when it's actually time to do it at full speed.
Right.
So I don't know if it's the same for taking slap shots to the face, Jamie. I don't think they practice that. I wouldn't. But do you take slap shots? Like, do you practice that?
Yeah. So
like blocking shots?
I don't know if they do anymore, but I remember playing junior hockey, and we had a coach that he started teaching us how to block shots properly by shooting tennis balls. And so you kind of get used to like whatever. Then he upgraded to like those hard orange, like street hockey balls. Yeah. And then he went full on pucks.
Yeah.
You're blocking shots like one after another in practice.
And your body, it's a mental thing, though. It's
you just said you got to get over the pain.
You got to get over the pain, and you got to get over the mindset of, oh, crap, this is going to hurt. it's going to hurt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to hurt.
Once your brain knows what the pain is,
And
you
how
already
quickly-
know what's going to happen, then you already know, like, your body heals itself quickly. It's when you don't block shots and all of a sudden you get hit with one, feels like you get hit with an elephant gun at that point. But when you already know how much it hurts, it's weird how you can just process that quickly and just kind of move on.
Because your body knows when the pain is going to stop.
Yeah.
Like
and they usually know you're not, like...
You're not dying.
You're not dying.
Yeah. The pain hits you.
Might feel like it, but you're not.
You might have 30 seconds of pain, and it is a lot of pain. Like, I've never taken a slap shot, so I don't know. But your whole right side go numb. It's painful. But it'll come back.
We had the one coach that told us, he goes, he was lying because we didn't have internet back then, but he lied to us and said, when you block a shot and it hurts, the faster you use that body part again, the quicker the blood gets in there and the pain goes away.
No, he's a smart guy.
We're like, oh, okay. So you block one with your foot. It's just killing you. Like, he's trying to skate away real fast. Like, yeah. Hey, coach, you're right. He's like,
Is that the same guy that told you that Drew Brees won an MVP?
Oh,
no. He did.
Did he? Yeah.
He did.
That guy's a liar.
We found out he was
Super Bowl MVP.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Of course you did. Whatever works.
Okay, Mr. Teacher.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. We're going to do our Cardinals-Astros entrance survey. Look at the pitching matchups, hand out a prediction. That's next on 101 ESPN. the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter. So according to Daniel Guerrero of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Richard Fitz, Cardinals pitcher, has been shut down for the rest of the year. So that's not great. I know we've talked about whether or not somebody like Richard Fitz will eventually enter the starting rotation or at least be part of the bullpen. Well, certainly won't be this year because, again, he has been shut down for the rest of the season.
Well, that's not ideal.
No, it certainly is not. He was the one that him and Brandon Clark were acquired from Boston for Sonny Gray and cash. So maybe next year for Richard Fitz. All right. Cardinals open up a new series against the Astros. Let's do a little entrance survey, gentlemen. Your pitching matchups for this weekend. Leahy versus Lambert tonight. Be Pallante versus McCullers Jr. tomorrow. And then Liberatore versus Burrows. Which of the Cardinals starting pitchers do you have under the microscope this weekend?
So we got
Pallante.
Yeah.
Well, Leahy,
Pallante,
Liberatore.
Probably Leahy for me. I think I know what Pallante is. Leahy's still just an unknown. Again, if I'm the Cardinals, I probably would have rather have him back in the bullpen, but I understand why they have him in the rotation, and now with Richard Fitz going down, you got even less options available for you. But I think I'd continue to watch that. That's an ongoing development for me with Leahy, just because it's something new.
Yes.
All of them? All of them are under the microscope? Yeah.
I mean, everything is being looked at, Anthony. We're checking on all things possible for
the real details.
The starting rotation lineup. We're working through some things. This is that year. So, yes. You say which one? Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Matthew Liberatore, just because of how he started the season versus the last two starts. I'd like to see more swing and miss, more strikeouts, obviously, and just a better start overall. I think this is a series that the Cardinals can take based on how Houston is playing. On paper, I think they should win the series. Will they? I don't know, but I think I would be disappointed if they didn't wind up winning this series based on how Houston is playing and how decimated really their roster is right now, especially the pitching.
Houston is 7-3 at home.
What the hell, man?
So 3 losses. All right.
Well, they'll be 7-6 after this series.
Yeah, tell him Marsh.
Good boy, Marshy.
Yeah. Anthony, who do you say? What pitcher do you think?
Liberatore. Pallante, we know what Pallante is. Pallante is a fifth starter. You hope that his starts look more like the first two than the last one. But we know that they're going to mix. They're going to mix in some of those bad starts. He's going to mix in some of those bad starts. But with Kyle Leahy, I'm not seeing anything to be necessarily excited about. But with Liberatore, at least we've seen in the past that he's got plenty of upside. But he's got to figure out his mid innings woes, like the third, fourth, and fifth innings. Everything starts to drop, and it's like he can't fight through it. So if that's gonna have to change at some point if Matthew Liberatore is going to be in this starting rotation, or maybe not starting rotation, but at least earmarked as one of those guys that is going to be at the top of the rotation. So I got Matthew Liberatore under the microscope. What's the biggest question that you guys have about the Cardinals heading into this series?
That the pitching. It just is. I mean, for me, on a nightly basis, it's going to be the pitching, whether it's the starters or whether it's the bullpen. I feel like right now, it's one or the other. And you don't know which one's going to rear its ugly head at any moment. And the games that have really gotten out of whack are where they're both not good. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's the pitching.
And bullpen, specifically. All right, Jamie said pitching. I would say bullpen. Stanek, Swanson, all the guys that are kind of middle relief guys. Again, I think you got 2 to 3 guys that you trust. You trust JoJo, you trust Riley O'Brien, you trust. I think Soriano is beginning to get in that circle of trust. Graceffo potentially as well, but Stanek, Swanson, who am I missing? Brule. Like those 3 guys, I think you're a little bit leery every time Ollie gives them the ball, and they have to perform better, more consistently to help this team continue to trend in the direction that they want to?
For me, it's the offense. Can the offense take advantage of Houston's pitching? They have the worst ERA in the league. And we saw when Boston came in, their starting pitchers had been struggling. Cardinals didn't really take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Can they do it this series against Houston?
You know, Marsh, you bring up the pitching staff overall. Believe it or not, there's a saying that goes, if we all threw our problems into a pile, we'd probably take back our own. Houston would definitely do that with their bullpen. So as bad as the Cardinals' bullpen has been this season, they're 21st right now in ERA in Major League Baseball. They're 25th.
The bullpen is?
The bullpen is. Just the bullpen ERA. So bad. Houston's 28th. They have a 5.85 bullpen ERA. If you look at some of the advanced metrics, such as expected ERA, which I know you guys are big fans of, 4.70, but a 5.84 fielding independent percentage, which is a better marker in terms of like how to evaluate either pitcher or pitching staff. So however you cut it, Houston, their bullpen has been terrible. And the Cardinals, as we know, the offense has a tendency to come back late. So I think that's my big question is, can they take advantage specifically of Houston's bullpen? Marsh, you're looking at the pitching staff overall, which I get to. Would you like to see any significant adjustments made to the lineup? In order to play the lineup game, there's really not anything that's different about it. Or are you okay with it? I mean, with the way the Cardinals are swinging the bats.
The way it's constructed, I don't mind it. I mean, you've got the right elements with JJ at leadoff. You usually have a good hitter at number 2. Herrera has not fulfilled all of that, but we know what he can be. Burley, Walker is every bit the cleanup hitter that you're looking for. Gorman, I mean, that's the one there that's probably questionable. Some days he's a 5, some days he's not. I'm good with it, man.
The only thing we talked about is maybe swapping Burley and Jordan Walker at some point, because if you are Jordan Walker and you continue to hit on this pace, you're going to have somebody behind you. And Burleson is a great piece to have behind you. If Gorman is going to strike out and not be a threat, now you don't want somebody on base in front of him, because if you do miss a spot, he's going to hit it a long way. But he's struggling at times, so I would say maybe at some point if you swap those two, that wouldn't be or maybe swapped him and Herrera, I don't know. But somewhere where Burley is protecting Jordan Walker if he continues to hit how he has.
Okay. Marsh?
I think the lineup's fine. I think the big issue that people had was when Mason Wynn was, batting cleanup.
Right.
And that's not a thing anymore.
Right.
So until things get real bad, I think the lineup's fine.
I'm with you on that. All right, prediction for the series. Jamie, you like the Cardinals taking 2 of 3 at the very least?
Yeah, I am concerned with Pallante and Leahy both going in this series. It doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. I actually think the Cardinals drop 2. I think they go 1 and 2.
Okay.
I could see that too. Yordan Alvarez playing?
Yep.
Yeah, good luck, man. He hits the ball, and he hits it hard.
He certainly does.
Hits it far.
Marshy?
Yeah, my prediction is all the overs hit in this 3-game series.
I can see
with
that.
The pitching and then the Houston offense. I hope that the Cardinals can take 2 of 3. I'll predict that if they do lose one game, it looks ugly.
Okay.
But they're a gritty bunch, so maybe they do come out swinging and they can take advantage of the bad Houston pitching right now.
All right, I like it. I actually think Cardinals do take 2 of 3. I think Houston, given the pitching woes that they've had, given the injury problems that they've had, I think Houston's kind of ripe for the taking. They just dropped and granted they had taken 2 of 3 against Colorado, but they beat the Rockies 7-6, then 3-1, and lost last night 3-2. So if their bats can stay quiet like they were in the final 2 games against Colorado, that would be nice. The road trip recently was terrible. They got swept by Seattle. They actually got swept by the Rockies in Colorado. CD mentioned the home stand. They dropped. They split with the Angels, and they swept the Red Sox team that really couldn't figure it out. So, and then they play the Rockies. The home stuff, the home splits. I say screw your home splits. Cardinals take 2 of 3.
All right.
The only thing that concerns me is when I look at a pitcher and I'm like, who the hell is that guy? More times than not, the Cardinals stink against them.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Blues when they take on a backup goaltender or a third goaltender, and you're like, who the hell is that guy? Well, that guy's going to shut you out tonight. That's my only concern.
I don't like it. I don't like your attitude about that. Especially after what I said. I wish you went first.
Well, I said they're going to win 2 of 3.
And then I said what I said.
Yeah.
Timing
is everything.
Timing is everything, isn't it? It's all right, Marsh. I forgive you. We do need a new Beat the Streak contestant. Boy, the listeners have been a tough... Not that we've done great, but the listeners have had a tough road here when it comes to Beat the Streak. So somebody call in and let's get this thing done. Text in Beat the Streak or BTS. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. We'll play not only Beat the Streak, but Bet the Board here on 101 ESPN.
If you are planning a renovation of your kitchen, your bathroom, or maybe you got that outdoor space that you're looking to find something to do with it, head over to E&B Granite. They've got so many great ideas, and everything that they have to offer is top-notch. They're located at 6135 Manchester Avenue. Get down there. Check it out. I remember redoing my kitchen, and it was an awesome experience. Just walk in, and if you have a plan ready to go and know exactly what you want, that's simple. They're going to help you out. But a lot of times people don't really know what they want to do. The in-house design staff is phenomenal. All the countertops, different kinds and different colors, are all available on site, so you get to walk into the back and see what they look like, see the full pattern, not just a little sample size of something. They have pricing for, if your budget is higher, medium, or if it's just an average budget, you can find something awesome at E&B Granite. They've got great cabinets, great flooring, and again, the customer service is absolutely top-notch. You will love your experience from start to finish with E&B Granite, and you'll love the finished result. It will be amazing. Trust me, my kitchen looks incredible thanks to E&B Granite. So give them a call, book an appointment. That number's 314-645-9300. That's 314-645-9300, or you can always visit enbgranite.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals in action tonight, taking on the Houston Astros with Kyle Leahy on the mound. He'll face off against Peter Lambert. First pitch is at 7:10. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we have some NBA action for you as the Hornets will take on the Magic. Pre-game for that one starts at 6 with a tip-off at 6:30. And then following that, Warriors against the Suns, tip-off at 9 o'clock. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
To hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We've got Joey on the line. What's up, Joey?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much. Appreciate you playing. Thanks for listening. Time to play a little Beat the Streak here. March, what are the latest streaks?
All right, so Jamie has a streak of 4 right now. Carey and you, Anthony, have a streak of 3. I am back to 0. And, of course, we welcome Joey on the show.
All right, so here is the order. It'll be Jamie, Carey, me, then Joey, then Marsh. So lead us off, Jamie.
Yeah, give me J.J. Weatherholt.
J.J. Weatherholtz. All right. Carey.
Give me Yordan Alvarez.
All right. I'm going to take... I'll take Altuve. And then, Joey, it's your turn.
All right, give me that Alec Burleson.
You got it. Alec Burleson. And then Marsh.
I'm going to double down today with Jordan Walker.
All right, so here's what he got for Beat the Streak. Jamie selected J.J. Weatherholt to get a hit. Carey took Yordan Alvarez. I went with Jose Altuve. Joey went with Alec Burleson. And Marsh went with Jordan Walker. Joey, we hope you get a hit tonight. You're back on Monday. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you guys too. Hopefully talk to you Monday.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Joey, nice guy.
Really good dude.
Very.
Super nice.
I'm ready, Anthony.
Let's do it.
Turn the phone line up instead of...
Hey, you know what? I don't want you to worry about that at all. You hear me?
No, I'm not worried about it. I'm just...
Good.
Well, don't worry about it.
Good.
Everything's fine.
That's all I care about is if you don't worry about it.
These two are whispering over here.
No,
we're looking at a
Carey's
picture
showing
of-
me a picture of something he downloaded on the computer that he probably shouldn't have.
It's Coors Field.
Richard Pritchard?
Nah.
That ain't Coors Field, that's for sure.
That's Coors Field. It's
That's
snowing.
fine, Carey. But
It's snowing
let's
in
make
Colorado.
sure that we know that one there is going to get flagged. Poor Ruddy's going to be in here trying to figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah, fair
Jump
enough.
on your computer next.
No, thanks.
All right. What are the latest about the board standings?
All right, Jamie and Carey are tied at 8. Anthony, you have 5, and I have 4.
All right. Give me that hockey tonight.
Oh, yeah.
If there was any. There's no hockey tonight, so this has got to be, I got to go back to my roots, Anthony. Give me the Seattle Mariners on the money line, minus 131 over the Texas Rangers.
Those are your roots?
I don't know. Whatever, Carey. It's Friday. Just hurry up, would you?
I was going to go Shohei, but when I saw that weather in Denver, I got nervous. Because
it's snow.
It's snowing.
You don't like that?
Not for baseball, man.
You like that? You like that?
Give me the Warriors plus 4.5. Let me make sure I can get 5. All right, yeah, 4.5.
All right, I'm going to take, right now it's got to be a live line because the game just started, but give me the Braves minus 113 over the Phillies.
Ooh.
Jamie, check that. Make sure he's on the up and up. You know
What
what
did
I
you
mean?
say, Anthony?
Braves minus 113 on the live line against the Phillies.
That checks.
It plays?
It plays.
All right.
It's good, Carey. We'll allow it.
We'll allow it. All right.
Thank you.
Gotta check these things out.
Sneaky sometimes.
Very sneaky.
Very sneaky.
Very sneaky.
All right, Marsh.
Okay, since it is Friday, we can pick games on the weekend, so I am going to go with hockey.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And I'm going to go with Sidney Crosby to record 2+ points against the Flyers tomorrow.
Jamie, that's tough, man. That is tough.
Well played, Andrew.
Gotta change my bet?
Well played.
No, it's already
You already locked it in.
Right.
Sorry, dude.
Let's go, Mariners. Yeah.
That was
Logan
hilarious.
Gilbert's going to shove.
You're going to be great, Jamie. That's all I know.
Man, oh, man.
That's all I know.
Why don't you tell me, Carey?
No, I didn't think about it.
A good teammate you are.
I apologize. He knew. He should have told you.
Yeah. Where were we on that one?
You're up. I'm down. You're good at hockey when it comes to bet the board. I'm trying to get points.
That checks out.
I'm just being
It's
honest.
just disappointing, that's all.
I'm a
I root
competitor.
for all of your successes.
I'm a competitor.
I don't think so.
Even in lieu of my own, I root for your successes.
I don't.
Definitely not that.
It doesn't feel that way.
It's not you guys. I cheer for you all the time.
If you were to have picked a bet the board pick in hockey, what would you have gone with?
Well, I don't know. It changes everything at this point. You know? I mean, let's see. I probably go the Dallas Stars on the money line. I think they're going to win that first game at home. They're all fired up. I like that one. I like that song, too.
I don't know. All right. Let's see. Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We got criticisms and compliments and 3 stars of the day next.
My guy, Derek Stevens, owner of Circa Sports in Las Vegas, he and his staff and everybody over at Circa just love this time of year. NHL playoffs are about to kick off. You got the NBA play-in tournament and then the playoffs after that. So many exciting games to get in on all the action. And all you got to do is, one, you can go to Las Vegas and go to the Circa Sports Casino. They have the world's largest sports book right there in-house. Or you can download the Circa Sports app. Get to the App Store or the Google Play Store and find the Circa Sports logo that is white. Click on that one. Download. That's for the state of Missouri. Sign up, and you are ready to go. If you think you know the winner of the Stanley Cup right now, you get great lines on a futures bet right there for you. They've got the best odds of any app that is out there on the market. They've got great player props and parlays. The one thing that I love about Circa Sports is when you win, they celebrate that. They love it. They don't shut you down, limit you, or cap you in any way. Some of those other apps, that's what they do. They don't want to see you win. Not at Circa Sports. Derek Stevens and his team love winners, and that's why I love Circa Sports. So for all that and any more information, visit circasports.com. Again, that's circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
miss anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Star Notice Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Marshy, how about you hit us with some criticism and or compliments?
Criticisms and compliments. Presented by Bet365. With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything.
All right, the 314 says everyone have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. You
too.
as well.
Thank you.
What are you guys doing this weekend?
Hello, sports. Tonight's pizza night.
I'm relaxing.
I got, let's see what I got tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to head down to Enterprise Center. It's the exit meetings and media availability for the Blues. So I got to get down there and talk to some of those guys and see what's up. And we got some sporting events. Saturday night, Ashley's little guy's got a hockey game. Then Sunday, the Rivers boys are coming over. We're going to lock in for some NHL playoffs.
There you go.
Watch that NBA playoffs.
Yeah, that too. It'll be on somewhere, I think.
Yeah, sure. We got pizza night tonight.
Nice.
Lincoln's Choice. Just pretty much whatever Killian wants. Then we got football practice tomorrow. Killian's got a soccer game. Then we got baseball practice, and then 2 big football games on Sunday.
Nice.
Madeline's got something.
Dance?
No. She have volleyball this week?
Might need that back.
What bag? Oh, the one that's still on my counter? Yeah, probably. Normally we got rained out last night. Anyways, go ahead, Marsh.
All right, we get another text. This one comes from Lisa. That
volleyball
says,
game. She's got a volleyball game.
Guys, have an awesome weekend.
You too, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Not a ton of criticisms and or compliments coming in. We did have one guy earlier when we were talking about teachers. My chair just broke.
That didn't sound good.
If you know anybody who has chairs to you, you're welcome to bring them in.
Yeah, download.
We'll get it
download.
fixed.
Donate, I meant. It's been a long week.
We'll get this one fixed in a couple months.
Facebook Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, someone said he hated me.
What?
There's a criticism.
Wow.
Because I knew I always hated.
Wow. That's strong verbiage.
Yeah. Hate's a strong word.
It certainly is.
Very much so.
So, yeah.
Was it? It was the teacher thing.
Yeah, we were talking about the teacher thing.
Oh, that thing that Carey made up. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. See, Carey. This is why.
But Marshy's getting threats now.
Exactly. This is why you can't be doing that stuff.
But you're happy with yourself now, aren't you?
I didn't do anything.
You did it all.
I am happy with myself for supporting our teachers the way that I do, and I believe in them. Thank you so much for all the work that you do. Going into this weekend, enjoy the weekend. A few days off from those children that you work so hard for.
Why do you
Monday
like
through
kids?
Friday. Nah, I'm just saying, the teachers.
You said earlier,
I love
the
kids.
snotty noses and things. What's your problem with children?
My kids had snotty noses going to school, coughing all over the place. The teachers, they had to build up their immunity to deal with all these different variants of viruses from different homes.
Whatever, dude.
I don't even know where we're at anymore.
Marshy, go ahead.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
Well, our third star goes out to a guy who, he might not be good at designing baseball stadiums. He might not be good at spelling the word Utah. But, man, does he have a heck of a resume, according to one Anthony Stalter. That goes out to Tom.
Where'd you go, Tom?
Tom.
Right, Tom.
Fix the stadiums. Does a great job.
No, he ruined it. The one, yeah. Somebody else. Actually, come to think about it, Tom. Really, people, they've had to correct his work a lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marsh.
Second star of the day goes out to Jim Montgomery. Final time on the show this season.
Great stuff.
Monty!
Always a good laugh.
Appreciate Monty joining us.
Mm-hmm.
And our first star of the day, of course, goes out to teachers.
Yeah,
absolutely.
As they
love our
should.
Teaching our
No matter what
kids.
Carey says, we love the teachers.
Teaching our kids. but not alone in teaching our kids. Parents take responsibility.
Parents do a great job as well.
Honorable mention for the parents.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No, parents got to be better. Teachers are great. Parents are not so great.
That's what Carey said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's to come from a parent.
You know.
You know what they say?
How about you start in your own backyard?
Don't. No, Marsh.
Those who can't do radio shows.
There, thank you. Good.
I was like, no,
you know what I mean? Like,
don't lean into it that much.
No, just let's be self-deprecating.
Yeah, we're better off that way.
Darn right we are. People got no problem laughing at us.
Ooh.
So, all right, Hornets Magic pregame, 6 o'clock, 6:30 tip-off right here on 101 ESPN, and then Carey's Warriors take on Jamie's Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, let's go Suns, baby.
Tip-off at 9 o'clock.
Suns.
No, they're my Mavs.
Mavericks.
Yeah, there's your Mavs. This is Jamie's Suns.
If anything,
when Anthony was in, when Jamie was in Phoenix and he destroyed that franchise, he got to know a lot of the Suns players. He became a fan of the Suns.
Yep, that's right. Also, some baseball for you over the weekend. Yankees Royals pregame at noon. First pitch at 12:35 tomorrow. Stars Wilds, game 1 of that series. Pregame at 4, puck drop at 4:30. And, so we got a lot of good weekend action. Hey, everybody have a great weekend. Shout out to the Snake Pit. Shout out to you listeners. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening throughout the course of the weekend. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back here on Monday. See you.